today.
I need to make sure. Right.
Praise the chair.
Praise the chair.
Praise the chair. Praise the sun. So I'm also thinking, because we're killing some time before we start today. I thought we've just done our level up. We're all level 6 now, so we can all talk about what our classes get on this level up. And I want to make an announcement. Are you live already, Rival?
Always. I'm
Cool,
live
thank
24/7, all the time.
I just want to, because I want to ask your audience as well as mine. I'm going to get some more merch designed up, and I'm thinking of putting some Sleeping Giants merch in, whether I design it or I get someone to do it. So if we can think of some ideas for T-shirts or hoodies or whatnot, I've got an idea for an Isaac one, but if anyone can think of any or any fun episodes or anything we've got that we could theme into some merch, do let me know and I'll get that.
You totally need like the magical, not IRS, the magical people who
TSA.
Magical TSA, and we also need like a group shot of all the different characters, or the artist's impression of all the different characters, and the D team.
That one would cost a bit too much money, I think, right now for me to do, but I definitely have an idea.
I'd buy it.
I know, but I've got an artist in mind that I'd definitely get for that as well.
We just need one of just all of our characters just simultaneously face palming because we're all so stupid.
So
and all we're playing the bagpipes and everyone face palming.
Mikey, why don't you go through your level up?
So my level up is pretty simple. I gain an extra 3rd level cast, so I can now cast 3 level 3 spells, and I get it is Blessed Healer, which is
he's cut out.
A new camera and it's done nothing.
That's his internet. That's the potato internet Ireland has. He'll come back in a moment because he can definitely still hear us. That's the thing about Irish internet.
It's not very good at censorship, is it? Coming in, it just censors information leaving.
No, that's just British censorship. We don't understand what he's saying, so we assume it's bad.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, he's back.
That's
He's
how
back.
it always works. So when did I cut out after what?
Blessed Healer.
Blessed Healer. That's the one.
All right, so I get Blessed Healer, which essentially means that when I cast a spell that heals somebody else, I gain hit points. So essentially, I am now the god that will keep all of you alive while keeping myself alive at the same time.
Chris, do you want to go through R1's level up?
Oh yeah, sure. All right, so R1 got Counter Charm, which basically means he can start singing, and his companions within 30 feet have advantage on, what is it, spell or save, whatever the
advantage on something.
save check is on being frightened or charmed. He got an extra attack because he's a blade bard, and another 3rd level spell slot, and he grabbed Leomund's Tiny Hut, which basically means...
Oh, cool! Yeah, I like Leomund's Tiny Hut, which is the one where you can make a dome for 9 people to sleep in, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. So we never need shelter again. Need to try and find shelter again when we're out in the elements and traveling.
Yeah, basically.
Rival, what about Rivallon's level up?
Okay, I got basically an extra 8 health, which is nice. I have a new favoured enemy, dragons, because it's a dragon. What? We haven't got dragons on there. We've got people who can deal with necromorphs and things like that. I'm just...
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, we do have an Isaac in the group, so...
Exactly, so, don't need to do anything along those lines. Which means I'm assuming I can speak dragon now.
Draconic?
Draconic, yeah.
Yes!
I think, well, I don't know. We'll double check this. Continue.
Also, I'm not entirely sure if God will let you take that or not, but we'll keep going.
We won't let him know.
The chair is just gonna be like, bitch, what?
Other than that, I'm just trying to remember what else I got.
Favorite enemy, favorite terrain.
Yeah, favorite terrain, which I've chosen to be mountains.
Ooh, interesting. I like that.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
then-
pick.
And then I obviously Ustini hasn't leveled up because
No.
he's not here, and none of us want to do the level up for him because
Yep.
that'd be wrong. But Isaac's level up. He took another level in Sorcerer, which means I get, as part of my Divine Soul Sorcerer pathway, I get what is called Empowered Healing, which I can spend a sorcery point. And if there are any allies within me that do whenever an ally, that's within 5 feet of me, rolls dice to determine a number of hit points they restore, I can spend a sorcery point to re-roll any number of those dice. So, if I'm next to Sesh, when Sesh does a healing spell, and I can spend a sorcery point and say, that can be your healing, or or you can re-roll all of them, Sesh. Up to you. Which is pretty potent.
So when
and
Sesh
then
Right now,
rolled like 3 1s, then 3 crit fails.
yeah,
and right now I can actually roll 4d8 plus.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 or 11 for a healing.
Yeah. So heals are going to be coming out on this party like whoa. And then I also that's weirdly keeps cutting out. Okay. I also got an extra 3rd level spell slot, and I get an extra known spell, so I picked up another spell. I picked up what did I pick up? Where is it? I picked up Spirit Guardians, which is a cool spell, and I also forgot a spell and learnt a spell this time. So I got rid of Healing Word and picked up Guiding Bolt.
All right. All right. So I just got back. So are we good to go?
Yeah.
Whenever you are.
Okay. Just putting out a link to the game. One of the streams. All right. So, anybody want to do the recap for last week?
As long as it's somewhere in there, it includes that Rivallon was blinded and still as deadly as hell.
Go on,
Much-
Rival, you
much-
do the recap. then.
Much to God's chagrin. God damn it, I blinded him, he still needs hitting things. He hates me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started just around this little tree, the Lone Willow, which is not a little tree, it's a massive tree. Having been on the Jade Isle for about a day and a night. God?
Been about
2.
2 days. At
No,
this
because we
point.
left the island before and stayed on the ship for that.
It's true. So about a day and a half at this point, yeah. Fully.
And we followed the trail up to Tiger's Fangs. Which turns out to be a cave which has stalactites and stalagmites kind of joining together, making it look like it's the mouth of a big cat. When we were on our way in, just going through the doorway into this roughly carved cavern tunnel type thing, we noticed that we were being followed by some of the weirdly put together beasties. I don't know what to call them.
Drunken men.
Yeah, we'll go with that. The big half-orc dude stayed outside to kind of protect the entrance, but as we went inside, the door actually closed behind us. So we were trapped inside, and we ended up having to continue to explore. And we found many things in there, many fights for us to have. We found, 4 skeleton guardians of a crypt. At least we thought that was what we were looking for, and it turned out it wasn't, and they were very glass cannony. They could dish out loads of damage, but could be taken down by pretty much any of us very quickly because they had actually no health. Then we went into another room and we got trapped by a flashbang, which blinded Rivallon, and I think Isaac by the end as well.
Oh yeah.
Quite a few people.
And that fight was very hard. Even though there was only 2 of them, they could take an awful lot of damage.
Yeah.
But we did manage to prevail and survive. And I'm fairly sure there was a 3rd room, but I can't remember what ended happening there.
We found a bag of holding and a lot of money, and Thingy got the scale she wanted, so it's a win-win.
And she looked very pissed off while she found these scales, in fact. I believe it's how Roach described it. Or very perturbed, right?
Because she looked angry, didn't she? But I didn't see that. But I did see some.
Somebody saw
I
it,
did.
and
I
somebody
did,
wrote
because
down
past
the note.
perception. Myself and Arwen, I think, saw it, and I think Rivallon might have seen it as well.
I think Rivallon was still blind at that point.
No.
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 We just didn't have the passive perception for it, I believe.
Yeah. Arwen and myself did, though, because we have that 17 passive perception.
Yep, you two saw it, R1 and Sesh. No, she looked angry or she looked somewhat angry when she saw or looked at Pelon's plot. Pelon the Pious's plot, like in the crypt, his little like cover stone for his grave.
He also left a
Supposed
note, I
grave.
believe.
He
With
did.
the scales. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was something along the lines of "Psych."
Good reminder to get my notes out. Turn towards. I'm gonna need another binder at some point or soon.
Just kind of a small, like, fucking, what's it called? Filing cabinet behind you with all your notes in it.
I've thought about getting one of those for like for just a whole bunch of my notes and stuff because I keep all my notes. I've got like 3-inch binder or 1.5-inch binders on my shelf. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including this one, that are for games that we've done. So, Starfinder, D&D game, one shots, bomb defusal manual. But that's for.
Is that?
Keep
Keep talking,
talking,
nobody.
It's
Yeah, keep talking, nobody
nobody
explodes.
See, I've
No.
I've actually already got that, but I was trying to find someone to play it with.
Oh, I've got
See?
it as well.
I even made the cover sheet for it too. So it's in a nice binder.
Roach, my buddy,
Okay.
my pal.
Yeah, friendo.
Come on, let's do it.
Get,
I'm not
yeah,
your buddy, pal. I'm not your
I'll
friend.
be fine. Yeah, I'd love to do it. You just let me give me a time. Yes, the note that you picked up read, "Here be the truth. All things are not balanced, and neither good nor evil can be weighed against the other. But some evils can weigh heavier than others." Is what the note read, and that was in common. So anybody that cared to read it could read it. But yes, you located a large sum of treasure in this
Boat, hey?
in this location. You have a bag of holding. You know it's a bag of holding because you cast
Identified it.
identify on it. So you did that. And you didn't do that as a ritual. You did that as an actual cast. So it was instantaneous. So yeah, you've got a lot of money. You've got a couple like scrolls of like vellum, some statuettes in different materials. Just kind of as a part of this.
Superior scroll. Okay. Well, we got what we came for. Is it best that we try to get back to the door?
She's
The
holding
way we
scale and
came
looking
in
it
is
around.
blocked,
One
right?
moment. She places it back on like the little plinth that are little like where there was two chests, small chest and a big chest, and the small chest was risen above the other. Puts it back on the little overhang, the little scale, and it's a set of scales. So it's looks delicate. It's made of silver of some sort, whether that's fully silver or plated silver, you're not sure. Okay. She's looking over like kind of bits of it. There's like some markings at the bottom foot of the central part, and then she takes out like a couple of coins from one of her pockets. She like takes 2 in each hand, kind of weighs them against each other, puts them on either side of the scale, and then hands away and lets it go. And you just see, it's weird. You see the scale go. Like it's giving random results, and the coins aren't moving or anything. They're moving in the feet of the scales, but they're not. There's 2 gold coins per side.
Well, it is the scales of imbalance.
Misjudgment.
Misjudgment.
Misjudgment every time.
It's been like 6 weeks, man. Do we not know the name of these items yet?
2 months. 2 months searching.
Do you know what? I just keep misjudging the name. That's what it is.
Oh.
What?
That joke was so bad, I should have said it.
He's correct.
Roach just rolling to see how much XP he's taking. Alright, you lose 4 levels. Congratulations.
She nods to herself. Right. Okay. Well, let's places it back inside of the small chest, closes the small chest, and picks up the small chest because to carry it in, essentially as a case. And we need every single one of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Here comes. Oh god. I failed that roll. That's a 8 minus 1 for a 7 for those of you at home.
25.
20. I'll take it.
Okay, I am gonna. Ooh, hang on. When
I'm
did
not
I
gonna
last
do
use
anything.
that?
I'm gonna hope don't die. That's all I'm gonna do.
No, I am 100% rolling. I'm gonna use favored by the gods and get an extra 2d4 to add to that.
You better hope you roll high.
All right, Ustenia rolled a 6.
4
Ah.
and
Ah,
wait. So 6 plus 7.
13.
13.
Okay. So, Isaac, Ustenia,
Fuck. Still didn't read it.
Sesh.
Yep.
And
I'm not surprised. This is my surprise face because I'm not very surprised.
Sedna, you are knocked off your feet when the casing of or when the little chest that the scales have been put in is taken off of its little raised position. You all hear like a like you ever hear like a thing of like a wire or string that's been stretched way too much and it's
like a
starting to
Like a
it's starting
guitar
to,
string
like,
snapping.
yeah, like that. Yeah, like, and
Yep.
like it reverberates in the chamber, and there's this like pop of bluish green light that just washes over everybody. And the people that I did not call out, so Arwan and Rivallon, you're both fine. You're standing up, and it just kind of washes over. But everybody else just go like back onto their feet. Just gets pushed back, and it kind of reverberates in the chamber and then down the halls. And you keep hearing that is quieter, quieter, and quieter as it goes out. You don't take any damage or anything.
I stand back up.
Don't do that again.
We've gotten. You said there was 3 chests.
No, just 2. There was the
Just
big
the 2,
chest
okay.
and the small chest.
one. Okay.
Yep. And you've just
And
taken the contents of the big chest out of the big chest.
Yeah, shoved it in the
Oh, I
back
thought
hole.
we took the entire chest in the bag.
We did take the entire chest.
We did take the entire
We
chest.
put it in the bag of
Easier.
holding.
Oh well, doesn't matter. Still nothing happened.
Yeah.
And the way we originally came is still blocked, right?
Said
We don't know. We can't see it.
brushing off and getting back up as long as there's Stenya.
No, into the room.
Yeah, same.
This room didn't
Oh.
get blocked off.
No,
Yeah.
didn't get blocked off.
I thought a door came
Both the-
down.
Yeah, that was the previous room.
You mean the central? You mean the stone room where all the stones were and the shadows attacked you? Like that?
Oh, right. No, we moved on. Yeah, never mind.
You moved on,
forgot.
and when you won, the doors came back up.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. So there is a way back if you would wish. Senna's brushing herself off. I don't know what that was, but I think we should probably leave.
Agreed.
Let us
I
go.
was gonna take a quick look around, see if there's anything we missed. Like, not necessarily just loot wise, but like another way out.
Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna stick the bag of holding, assuming they gave it to me, because I am the local party accountant.
No, it's
Arwen took it.
Everyone's got it.
20.
Never mind.
20. Okay, you look around and you see a chamber that is made of rough stone, is poorly carved, has a stone central like section that has the area for a big chest, a small chest, and then behind both of those you see the cover plate to what is probably the tomb of Pilon the Pious with a carved image of Pilon and his little what do you call those words on tombstone? The
Epitaph.
epitaph down.
Oh,
So
okay.
That is what you see inside the chamber. You're fairly certain you don't see anything else.
Okay.
So you all move on. You start heading back down the path that you came.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You start going, and you go through. It's a bit faster going now that you know where you're moving, and you don't know and you're not exploring. You know this passage, and you go through the round room that you were in previously. It still has the small piles of little palm-sized stones with the wrongedness written on them. You keep going past that, and when you're back in the main chamber that has the broken wood piles and the original skeleton that you found in here, Isaac, you get a overarching feeling to share a great wrong in your life.
Oh boy.
What did I write down for this? Hold on.
I don't know.
I wrote something down. Give me a moment. An overarching wrong in my life. What was the
It's
wrong?
constant looking down on Rivallon.
He doesn't feel that's wrong. He feels like you should start looking up to him. Is what he feels.
Never gonna happen.
Oh my god, I had something specific I wanted to say written down.
For those of you at home, Midge looks like he's about to start spewing steam out of his ears.
I'm so annoyed that I can't find what I wrote down. So, well, okay, let's try and think then. Overarching wrong with Isaac's life. Isaac, well, he doesn't feel bad about.
Doesn't feel about many things.
Okay. I felt angry that most of you tried to stop me from exacting justice for my fallen brothers of faith back when we found the airship.
No, we didn't.
Some members of the party tried to stop me. Yeah,
No, we didn't try and stop you at all.
you did.
No. We cancelled caution. You wanted to ride on your horse into the middle of a fight. Oh, wait a minute. No, you did that. Oh, and it wasn't even like I'm charging in. No, no, no. I'm going to just walk in very slowly on my horse and then get stabbed. After, what was it? The young girl shivving you in the ribs for 15 minutes beforehand? Yeah, that was that.
I mean, I guess you can still feel angry about it.
Sedna feels awkward.
Sedna's like, I want out of this conversation.
There was no question of actually going to do it. We were going to. We were there to do a job. Midge isn't happy with me anymore. Look at those eyes.
Look on his face. Look at that face. It looks so mad.
I just said what my character felt.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, that's what the spell told me to do.
No, that's fair, yeah.
Yep. And it washes away from you now.
Why did I share that?
Why did you share that? At this point, you know why you shared it. In this damned cave.
Sedna's
it has been.
just over there, just feeling very, very weird right now.
Yep, but oddly not feeling the need to compel, not feeling the need to share anything, not compelled to. And you continue walking, and you find the entrance to this tomb that you originally came in here from. And then that's the long pathway back to the actual entrance to the cave system. Seems you have a question, Midge. Because
You're a little bit quiet today.
Am I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've got you turned up all the way to max on my volume.
Yeah, you're on 200% for me, and you're still like
At least
quite
you were,
low
you're
on
not
the old
anymore.
volume.
How about now?
Hey!
Better, yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
You naturally have a very quiet voice, my friend.
I just talk like.
He's got that
right on.
Florida in him, you know. He's talking like that Bob Ross, you know.
But you finally move forward and find the entrance to the tomb, and beyond that is the long corridor that part of the cave system that leads to the tiger's fangs that you entered in here with originally. And unless you stop or do anything else, you just continue moving forward, walking and walking.
And walking.
And
And he's rolling
walking.
the dice.
When we get to the front entrance, is Boneless still there?
Isn't that front
The door's
entrance
closed.
closed?
That's the door that's closed. But if Bonner's still alive, he should be able to open it.
Yeah.
That's a very big
Eh.
if.
Yeah, it's a very big if. And as you're walking, Sesh, you feel a need to share a great wrong in your life
Oh,
that you
God.
did, that you perpetrated.
Okay.
He enjoyed being tied up.
Oh, that's
God.
different wording this time.
Wait, a great wrong that I what? Sorry.
That you specifically perpetrated. He said this time.
Okay.
Well, if I change the wording, it's still the same spell. Just go with the same thing. A great wrong in your life. Something you feel that it was a great wrong.
Roll me a d4, Roach.
You forcing me to roll a dice? Who's in charge here?
Roll reversal.
Who's in charge here? I don't know. I'm just asking to do it. You don't have to. I'll ask
Reverse,
somebody else.
reverse.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Uno.
4.
4. There was a young thief. Oh, sorry. Let me read this in character. There was a young thief who I was very fond of. back in Alhut. I found her one afternoon being beaten. Um, I may have, I kind of lost control, and well, I stopped the two men from killing her, and then I helped her vanish on a ship. I never saw her again. And those two men, they died.
There's a lot of dead bodies. A lot of dead
Well,
bodies in this
she did
fight,
it for a
yes.
good reason, okay? She did it because she wanted to protect somebody who she liked. So, you know,
It was an accident, man.
yeah.
It was an accident.
You would forgive anything for your future ex-wife.
I was talking about Arwen's incident. It was an accident. He was young. It was an
You
accident.
hid the body.
She didn't hide the
He was
bodies.
young.
She went back and found them there and reported it. So, yeah, she does mention that like, well, I found them dead. I didn't think I hit them that hard, but I reported it. They never found out who did it. So,
So two bodies that'll never be found. All right, so
it has been.
We're a
long time
dark
since-
lot, aren't we?
Well, there was also a few other things, but I'm not going to tell you because in case they come up again.
because the spell doesn't compel you to tell multiple, just one. All right. So you after that, it's another few minutes before you reach the edge and the entrance to the cave system. And when you arrive there, the door is open.
I immediately go looking for Bonla.
Okay. You,
You want me to
kinda
roll
push,
perception?
you push past and you exit out of the entrance. Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Huh.
Okay, 26. That's enough.
I hope so. Jesus.
And as you're all exiting out, and you see Stash looking out around, a little bit down the hill, a little bit of an angle. There's a recess that has a bit of a flat part. It's off to the side of the path that you used to come up here, and you see an individual who is sitting on a boulder with his back against the wall of the little recess, and is got a large axe sitting next to him. And Sash, you can tell he's kind of fucked up. And around him, there are 7 bodies.
Bonla's a badass.
Yeah.
Bonla
Bonla.
has been rolled for and has 1 HP because he used his orc blood to come
Yeah.
back after being
Orcish
knocked
ferocity,
out.
I think.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Bonla.
he
She shouts
he
at
almost died. Just raises up the hand.
I'm okay. As he is bleeding profusely everywhere.
Yep. You see 7 of the creatures sitting around. And by the way, you all walk out and immediately notice something's different.
Oh, is the curse abated?
When you walk out, an area that was covered in like greenish moss and grass before, even if it was kind of craggy and rocky up here, it was still fairly green. Very brown and black and charred. And then when you look down the valley that is basically the path that you used to come up here, you see no green, no trees, not any live ones. Broken, burnt, fallen pines and oaks line this forest as far as you can see back. And everything is washed with like ash. just from here till as far as you can see.
Well, not gonna be calling this the Emerald Island any longer.
The Jade Isles.
Jade Isles, whatever. Same thing. Do the creatures all have their heads still?
All but one of them seem to be missing their heads, but the one that doesn't, all but one of them have their heads taken off, but the one that still has its head, weirdly enough, looks like it's been, like, all of its connective tissue's gone. Like, it's like bones and skin at this point. Like, because like a little breeze comes by and you just see like it go, it just kind of like rolls over a little bit. It has no mass, like it's connecting anything anymore inside of it. It's like whatever strings were holding the puppet and moving it around have been cut, and it's just dead weight of bones and skin.
I walk up to Bonla, and will use Cure Wounds at level 3.
Okay, Bonla doesn't say anything. He doesn't say
He's like,
anything. He's got his head like he's got the head of the axe like down on the ground, and it's like the shaft of the axe, and it's just like his head is against it, and he's just like doing that, like breathing.
All right, hang on here. I'm trying to figure out how to use this at a higher level, because I've never done that before here. I don't think.
How to use a spell at a higher level?
Yeah, I've never done that before in this. In this
Well, you might
particular
want to ask
medium.
our resident sorcerer, who might have had to do that at one point. How do you?
So,
use spell at a higher level?
what's the effect of your spell at higher level?
It adds more d8s. So every level above second level, it adds another d8. So it would be
So
3d8 plus 9.
So does the current thing just say 1d8?
Yeah.
Click it 3 times.
Okay.
I mean, you can add higher levels as an option in your drop down, but it takes some little time processing.
Well, that's not going to work because he gets a bonus every time he does that.
Well,
He
no,
gets
you
his
just
time.
no, but it
So that's
he's not actually collecting
12 plus
money
9.
anyway, so yeah, it's
12 plus 25 plus 14, 39 HP.
No.
39 HP, huh?
No, 12 plus 9.
Oh
12
yeah,
plus 9.
it's 12.
You-
Sorry, no, it's 5, 8, and 5, 4, and 3 plus
Yeah.
9, so 21.
21.
And I'll go again because I have 3 spell slots. So I'll just roll 3 d8s and add a plus 9. How's that sound? Make things a little easier.
Probably a good one. That'd be good.
1, 2, 25. Much better.
25. Okay. I think it's Bonlin near his halfway point.
You just added
I could
46 to this
I could
guy, and
actually
he's
use-
halfway. Excellent.
He just
I
got
could
healed
use-
more than my full HP, and
It's half his health.
yeah.
I could
So
use
he's
prayer
still-
of healing, but that's
he
a,
still
that's
looks
a
kinda
max
shitty.
thing,
He's
so-
still looks
Plus, you
pretty
need
shit.
time for that.
Yeah, I'll use it. I'll do it
Bonla,
again.
uncharacteristic of what of basically the entirety of the time that you have known him. Yeah, thank you, Rev. He
Laser.
kind of like as he heals and the wounds stitch together in the way that magic does. He gets up and he does say under his breath, thanks, and starts walking over towards Sedna.
You're welcome. He's still bleeding. There's still wounds that need healing, but she's like, "All right, if he's good with that, then he can have it. Whatever."
I mean, yeah, he's healed a whole Isaac.
One whole Isaac. It's now a unit of healing.
It's a
One
whole
full
Isaac.
Yep.
One full Isaac. Or what would that be? One whole Isaac or 4 berries?
Yeah. One whole Justinia is a lot more than that though. So
Yeah. Well, that's the
there's like
imperial
4 Isaacs in Justinia. So
That's the imperial measurement. So
yeah. That's the Uteshian measure.
Oh dear.
Yep. So as he gets back up and walks over, yeah, you see the image. You see just a landscape of just death. Something like has happened here, maybe a couple of decades ago, but nothing has regrown. Like you see just like the covering of ash and dust on everything. That wasn't there before.
Well, that's fucking depressing.
Oh yeah.
I
Doesn't
wonder.
hurt as much anymore.
I wonder if the crew that weren't on the island see the same of us now.
We'll find out when we get back, won't we?
I guess so.
And this should allow us to travel much quicker. We won't have to fight through the thick undergrowth like we did on the way up.
On top of that, our eyes don't hurt anymore because of all the fucking green. Silver linings.
Everybody good to get going?
Yeah.
Let me know
think
if
we're-
anything starts hurting again, Bonlo.
I think we're good to go. Want to get off this island as soon as we can. And you continue on, just down the path that you took up here. Past, because you have to walk past them, all the bodies of the creatures, and just continue down. And gonna say, let's see what time of day is. Okay, so you've still got a couple hours before nightfall. So I say as you get down and you finally get back to where the edge of the forest would be, you find another little collection of 4 of the creatures, but they all seem to be the same as the one that you saw up there. Just connections between the bones are gone, and just this like kind of heaps of skin and bones that are still connected. The skin's still connected, just like sitting at the edge of the forest.
You know what these
Forward.
things remind me of?
What?
The Mummy Returns, the little pygmy things that were.
Oh, yeah.
I think I mentioned that at one point, didn't I?
Did
For
you?
a different creature? For a different creature a while ago? We keep coming back to the Mummy Returns.
It's just the way Roach's mind works. Sorry. It's just the way Roach's seat's mind works. We've decided the chair is more powerful.
Yeah.
So yes, you find another collection of 4 of them at the edge of the forest. Looks like they were about ready to come onto the path, but they are now seemingly dead, or now permanently dead, in full unlife.
Well, I'm glad we do not have to worry about them anymore.
I concur.
Little wind goes and just like keeps falling over slightly more at a time.
Bonlo's just in the background like, I'm fucking glad I don't need to kill any more of these fucking things.
It came down to the wire there. Came down to the wire when I was testing. If you hadn't, if Sedna hadn't pulled the chest up when she did, in about 2 more minutes, the last one that he killed would have come back alive and just like done him in.
I'm just sitting there bleeding everywhere like, do it! Do it!
She comes in.
The pain.
Pain. So yes,
That's fine, I
when
have
you
Revivify anyway.
when you do get to that, well, that only works within the first minute after they die.
Oh, that's true.
Yep. And you need a diamond worth 1,000 gold.
It's 300 gold.
300
300
gold,
gold.
whatever. You need a diamond worth 300 gold, which I don't think any of you has right now.
We could buy one though.
But it has to be within a minute. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have helped him at all.
It'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Does anybody have a diamond worth 300 gold to sell right now?
No.
The captain's just like, I want back on the ship, and then we're like, well, fuck, he's dead.
Fuck it. All right. But yes, when you do arrive at the old forest, Arwan was correct. It is far less dense, far less daunting to go through. In fact, everything is like covered in like what feels similar to a fresh coat of snow, but it's old ash that's settled.
Like soot.
And yeah, like soot and ash that's settled maybe like an inch or two deep, but it's kind of compacted down over everything, and it's just you hear like a crunch beneath your boots every time you're walking on it, but you're not being hindered or slowed down. You just walk. It's like normal pavement. Well, not pavement, but it's like a normal path that you're going through, even through what used to be a thick part of the forest. And after another hour, after another hour, you arrive at where the lone willow used to be. And when you look to it, there is no giant tree. Not even the stump of a giant tree. No giant tree used to be here, it looks like. What you do see is a large circular collection of stones that have carvings on them in a semicircle.
Okay. What are the carvings?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Dwarvish.
You don't know.
Okay.
Should we go through everybody just to be on the safe side?
Well,
Yes.
let's just see. Does anybody here speak deep speech?
No, but we've come across it, haven't we?
You've come across undercommon. You came across undercommon, not deep speech.
Wait.
God?
I'm sorry?
My new favorite enemy was dragons. Does that mean I speak Draconic now?
You can if you want.
Yay!
Because you get an associated language with them. So
Yeah, well,
so
we
you
just
get-
weren't sure.
Does that mean
So-
the entire party, bar Ustinia, now speaks Draconic?
Yeah!
Yep.
We all should start speaking in Draconic and he doesn't know what's going on.
I'm gonna teach him Draconic just to, keep everyone
Secret.
on the same level.
Secret
I mean,
language.
he's
code.
the only one that can speak Utishian, so...
Yeah,
Uteshian,
true.
yeah. Which I will be adding in here, so because I figured out how to do that. So he will have his own language of Uteshian that he can speak. I don't know what alphabet I'll use.
How
for
do
it,
I
but-
add that to... Oh, it's already added. Yay!
Yep, there you go. So, one of the things that you don't recognize the languages that the language that is written on here, but it's like there are a whole bunch of carvings of geometric patterns and shapes, and then parts of an alphabet you cannot speak. And each one of these stones, there's about 20 of them in a semicircle, that are all arrayed around a central pillar that has this alphabet on it and other geometric shapes.
Can anyone write these down or make rubbings of them or something like that so we can...
I've got... Me and Arwan both have pen and paper and stuff. I've got chalk. I can probably make some chalk rubbings or...
I'm just thinking if we take them to someone who can speak
Yeah.
this language and find out what it was actually said.
Right? Do you want to spend some time making a rubbing or just
Well, how
copying
long's left a day?
of today?
Yeah.
You've got, it's been an hour left. You've got about 4 more hours before for the end of daylight today.
Okay, would we make
By
it
the
back
looks of
to the anchor point before the end of the day?
Because we no longer have all that thick foliage to deal with.
You're not sure. If you pushed really hard, you might be able to, but you'd still probably arrive in the middle of the night, most likely, because you still have to get through. It was about a day and a half worth of travel, 2 days if you didn't know where you were going the first time around. Even though you're not being hindered by the forest itself, you are still... The linear distance is still pretty bad, and you started late in the day. So if you're probably a full 24 hours or near, like, travel. Or, well, you're a full day's travel away, but you only have about a half day's worth of light left. So...
Probably better off stopping so we can do a bit of investigating and
Yeah, let's stop here, because
let
this was relatively near the bridge.
half-orc companion heal up a bit.
I think it'd be
Give him a
better.
few minutes to rest, assuming he hasn't already
We-
used all his dice.
We now know that the creatures as well are not as much of a threat.
That you know of.
That we
as
know
far
of,
as-
yeah. But it'd be better if we could take a bit of rest. We've all
They
been in
come
combat.
back, but now they're even more bony.
So yeah, I'll take some rubbings of the stones.
Stones. Okay, each one of them's different. None of them seem to match. They're all individual. All 20 of them.
We don't know why, but one of these sunken men have now got a trumpet and are just constantly tooting.
I was thinking Army of Darkness. It's like, I got your gizzard out. Just as he's crawling towards you.
Ah.
That was brilliant.
What deep speech? What
You don't know it's deep speech. You
Okay.
don't know it's deep
Out
speech.
of
I use that
character.
to
deep speech? What
demons, fiends, devils.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Will
So
I
it's not
recognize?
infernal, but
Will I
it's-
recognize it as something to do with infernal? Because it's obviously the polar opposite to what I am.
Give me a second.
Or something to do with that kind of thing. Considering I speak Celestial as well.
Is it like
Give me a second.
is deep speech like a subsection of infernal then?
There's a chart somewhere that shows you how all the languages connect.
Oh,
Well, no, it's
that's
not
what I-
actually. No, hold on. I was thinking. I was getting them too mixed up. It's still deep speech, but I was good. That would be the polar opposite would be infernal. Would be what you're thinking of, but a deep speech is more like aboleths, cloakers, aberrations, mind flayers, beholders, that kind of stuff like that.
The mindfuckery stuff, essentially.
Yeah, the
Oh,
mindfuckery thing, deep speech. It does use scripting that does anybody here speak Gnomish?
No.
Gnomish.
Okay.
No. Elvish,
Okay.
Giant, Orc, and Sildan.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to work out. What script
Okay.
do we recognize?
Bonla recognizes the script as being Gnomish because
Okay.
Bonla speaks Gnomish for reasons you don't know.
Interesting reasons, but reasons we do not know.
He recognizes it as Gnomish and informs you that the script is Gnomish, but it's not in Gnomish.
And
Dr.
while
Orders,
that's
sit down and rest while we deal with this.
going on, Arwen, with the help of Sesh, if she wants, is going to divide up the money from the chest.
Sure. Well, I do tell Bonla that on Doctor's orders he needs to sit down and rest while we are doing this because we have time.
Are you a doc?
I am, yes.
Where's
I
your
am-
degree?
I actually have the trained physician feat, so technically I am a doctor.
All right. Okay.
Post this to the party.
Yeah, so you get the chest back out of the bag of holding. Okay. You haven't done anything with the bag of holding. You've just
We
Put the-
shove the chest in.
Yeah.
you just shoved the chest in. Okay, yeah, you did say that. Okay. All right. No reason. Just wondering.
Right, so hang on, let me pull up my calculator and
Oh, I
start
already did.
shouting.
I already did the math.
You
I
did the
was
math
just-
already? Okay.
Yeah, it was
You
just.
are, you are in Nevada, so that is
In character.
Yeah, in character, he would have. Arwen would have asked, but it's 20 platinum each, including the party fund.
okay. Rog,
Uh,
can you add that to the party fund if you wouldn't mind?
Or change the party fund.
Hold on. You work it out amongst yourselves, and then we'll work out how much is left in there, because Ustenya will have to take what he wants out
Okay,
next,
so it
next
would
week,
be-
so.
Okay, if everything was evenly divided, it's 20 platinum each, including to the party fund. 473 gold to each player, and 476 to the party. 833 silver to each player, and 837 to the party.
Okay,
And
say
eight-
that again. You're going way too fast.
All right, 20 platinum.
Yeah.
To you. 473 gold to you. 833 silver.
833 silver.
Because you got to remember that this isn't like Roll20 where you can just put in an add symbol and it'll add straight away. We have to do the math straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
How much silver? 833?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 83 copper. With 86 going to the party.
We didn't have any Illyrian pieces, did it?
No, just the
No.
one from before.
All right. Okay.
All right, so we're breaking that up and putting it into our own pockets now.
Yeah.
Got time. Got plenty of time. So how much goes into the? So hold on, because I'll
Same
I'll
amount
give it.
all around.
I'll give it to Astinia. So just Crimson, just text me what should be added to Astinia's, like how much,
Okay.
and then I'll put that in there, and then also tell me what should be in the party fund and all that as well.
Oh, wow, I have all of a sudden money. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. I'm not used to this.
That's what
Was there
happens when
copper
you
pieces involved? Sorry.
Yeah, there's copper pieces. There's some
80
copper
or-
pieces.
Yeah, 83.
173.
I have now over 500 gold, which means I might be able to invest in some better armor, maybe.
Feel alright, Midge? Instead of coughing fit.
And I really want to break
Dying.
down these silvers and put
I
them
got
into
something
gold
stuck in
pieces.
the back of my throat. Ugh.
Get some tea. You'll be fine.
No.
Huh.
Tea's not good for dislodging things. Or water. So yeah, can I take some rubbings or sketches or whatever of the
Yeah, sure, I'll let you do that. You don't even have to make a check because you can spend your time.
Can I break my silver pieces into gold pieces, please?
You need to find a
You
bank.
don't. You need to have. Yeah, you'd need to find some way to do that. You can't. You don't have spare gold pieces to break them into. That is the thing.
To a bank!
If or a tradesman or something like that, that'd be willing to probably break it down or.
Take all of your
that.
silver and be like, can I have some gold, please?
Bless.
Less.
Because I
And
only
then-
want 80 gold, that's all.
That's a
I
lot of
would-
gold, man.
Gonna spend the rest of his time.
It's 80 days. 80 days of work for most people. Worth.
Not more sometimes, depending on your job. But
I just want to get over
identifying-
700 gold again, that's all. I only need 4.
Jesus Christ, just that. Yeah.
I'm just looking at your
923
Stenia's
gold
gold
pieces.
count like, bruh.
Shit, he's been hoarding.
Spend some of this money, dude.
It's got a shitload of silver
genuinely-
pieces now too.
I genuinely don't think in the entire time that you guys have been playing this game, because I remember listening back through all of the episodes, I don't think Justinia has ever actually bought anything worth a mad amount of money, other than her.
He just
other
spent
than his
400
recent
gold on armor.
Yeah, that's the only thing he's really spent money on, though. That because he already had a horse. Because he already had a horse, he already had everything else
Yeah.
that you guys spent money on. So
No, do you know the reason why he's got a lot of money? It's
bribe from
because-
Rivallon, like me.
Yeah. Because I haven't spent anything either.
You haven't spent anything yet.
I've never had enough money to do so.
So why is he still
Every
got
time
so
doing-
much money? Because he's
He
got
took
loads
the
of
bribe
health.
from you.
It was
Because
hardly
took
a
the bribe.
bribe.
I mean, to be fair, he did help
took
you
the
with
friend
the spiner,
tax.
So, yeah.
He took-
He did help.
he
He
took
did
the
help
friend
you.
tax.
You guys bribed me.
Yours
to
was a
keep-
bribe.
Yeah, mine was a bribe. You
Anyway.
Senior legitimately got paid.
Yeah, he's got almost 1,000 gold pieces in his inventory.
So fuck.
And then
So,
Arwen's gonna take the time and ritually cast Identify on the remaining items in the chest.
okay, so for the potion that you found, you find that to be a potion of hill giant strength.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's see here. The superior scroll that you found turns out to be a scroll of protection from energy,
Oh, that's a good spell.
and it looks like That it was everything. You had two. You had two unidentified. I thought you had more, but that was because it doesn't tell me when you have identified and not identified unless I go in. So you already had two scrolls from before. So yeah,
Alright.
water
Yeah.
breathing and control flames.
Control flames.
Yep. So now you have potion of heal giant strength, control flames, water breathing, and protection from energy.
I think we should give that potion to Justinia just to see how much like shit he could tear up with that ship.
So that is quite the scroll. And the heal giant strength is also pretty good as well. So that's it gives you what is that? That's increases your strength score to 21 for 1 hour.
Jesus.
So the animal figurines and the ivory statuettes were nothing.
They were not magic. They are just
Okay.
worth some money. They're
Okay.
You gotta get those sold at some point as well.
the box of turquoise animal figurines is worth about 250 gold pieces ish, kind of, and then the statues are, you know, depending on who you go to, can be worth a couple hundred gold pieces just from because they're magical and are not magical. They're like artistic and not
Collector's items.
and they're somewhat big, so could probably sell them for a decent amount.
We'll do that when we get back to base.
And that's all you get out of the magical identify.
Okay.
Is the sun going down where you're at, Midge? Because there's like a red glow at the bottom of your screen that's like getting a bit taller as time goes on. So,
No.
Oh, it's his keyboard.
is
Well,
that your
no.
keyboard?
No. That is my lighting.
Oh, Jesus.
Mitch has a rave going on, just so everyone knows.
My lighting, but you know the sun is going down, so it is becoming a little bit more prominent. But the light is my lighting.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why is it all red there, Mitch? What's going on?
London is burning down again.
You should go to a soft. Actually, you should go to a soft blue light because it's night in the game, and then when it's daytime, you go to a yellow light. and during...
it's red because of the wasteland currently.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
you are doing what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, because it was blue for inside the cave.
Okay. All right. That's why it's not as noticeable because you have like a gray background and your walls gray. So
Yeah,
all right.
It was that color for the cave, I think. There.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus. Man of excess. So.
Extra. Mage man.
Extra. So you go through and you spend the rest of the day, light hours, getting etchings, and sketching down all the information from the pillars. You don't get, or from these stones. You don't get all of them. There's just so many. There's 20 of these things, and they're about as about as wide as like if you put your arm together out like.
I'd like a
that
gist.
big.
Yeah, as long as I've got a
Yeah.
gist of them all.
Yeah. But you do know they're all different. Like it's not like something is different on all of them. They're not copies of each other. And the central one's like double the width or double the radius of the ones in the center, or the ones at the exterior of this little half circle. But you bed down for the night, and go through your watches. Is there anything any of you would like to talk about or do during your watches, or anything?
I'm gonna keep working on that sketch I had. A stone sketch that I have etching of Sedno.
Okay.
Arwen's just
roll
gonna.
a dex for that, or proficiency.
Uh,
I should say, in Mason's tools.
You wouldn't have finished it by yet, so we'll wait until you get to the end point, and then you'll make a final roll.
Who am I doing my watch with?
Me.
I'm with you. Okay. I want to pray a little bit early towards the end of our watch. Start my morning prayer early because I want to try and contact my contact
Your contact.
when we get to that.
Contact to contact.
Contact. All right. Go ahead and
But
you
we're the
do-
last watch, so it's only if other people aren't doing it.
If anybody else wants to do anything during their watches.
Arwen's just
No.
gonna try and write some new music to go with lyrics he's writing for a new song.
Okay. You can do so. Oh, by the way, when it gets to nighttime and you're just kind of in the quiet, off in the distance you hear a cicada. Just like it's really weird because it's the only thing out in the night. It's a single cicada.
Let me see a bolt of lightning go by, and it's the Flash.
No, it's what's her name? It's Lyven coming to kill us again. Or kill Justinia, who is currently T-posing in the corner.
Ustenia's
Oh,
responses are limited to one. To
Oh,
one
are we
word.
in the tiny hut, or are we just camping out?
No, we're just camping out.
Okay.
He hasn't revealed that he knows that yet. To anybody.
He revealed at the beginning of the stream that he to us that he
Yeah,
knows
but
that.
not
But
to
not in
anybody in the
character.
game.
No, that wasn't in
Okay.
character. I
In
just
fact, while you're writing things down, R1, you get some inspiration and remember some things from your schooling, and you think you might be able to do a few spells that you remember from your schooling, and that's the canonical reason why you now know a whole bunch of new spells.
Perfect.
You get some inspiration, and, all these things you've gone through over the last couple
some
of days.
bardic inspiration.
Oh
Get
God.
the fuck out.
Ah!
Use that door behind you and leave.
No,
No.
no.
It's another Rivallon joke, man.
Yeah.
I like that
This
they've been
is-
deemed
I-
Rivallon jokes.
I've been not able to do anything like recording or streaming or anything for the last few days. I'm out of practice. I'm sorry. Gotta get back into my groove.
Uh-huh. He'll
Or
get
at least
back at
that's
it
my
sooner or
excuse,
later.
and I'm sticking to it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So yes, you go through and finish your watch, and when it gets to Isaac's and Sasha's watch, you go through yours, and then you get to it's a little bit early, and Isaac, you want to go ahead and pray and try and
Yeah.
make contact with your
Contact.
contact.
Before he does that, I will inform him of Sedna's apparent anger at seeing Pelon's grave. Because he
Okay.
didn't see that.
Thank
So
you.
yeah.
That is indeed good to know.
Should give him
And
a
I-
nod and let him go to pray. Obviously has to do things.
Oh, fuck off.
Alright.
Is anyone else also seeing like dice lag today?
A little bit, yeah.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Remember, this is still an actively developed system.
Remember, it's still in
Uh,
beta.
Please come out with Unity. Come out with Fantasy Grounds Unity. Please.
Yesterday, if you don't mind.
Please. Please.
Let's.
Roach just sitting in a corner like, please.
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 I want the weather effects. That's something I really want. I want the weather effects so much, so I can make it rain inside of the battle map, and it looks like rain. That would be amazing. And like put lightning and shit down, and music and everything. That'd be great. Like background audio. I want that back as well, so Midge doesn't have to spend 3 hours editing. It's like the background tracks, or however many hours he has to spend doing that now. But Isaac, you go down, get on your knees, and begin praying, going through your normal rituals, trying to reach out to your contact. And funny enough, it's almost as if the barrier between the mortal plane and the material plane and the higher planes of existence has been weakened due to a recent large magical effect that has lowered the DC of your religion check.
Oh my goodness.
Though you only beat the DC by 1. Actually, no, you beat it exactly, actually, because the DC was 10, so you met it exactly.
Roach is just like, here's a bone, Midge.
Yeah, I was just gonna go. If he wants to do it on the island, he can. And you still almost fucked it up. Isaac, the shittiest angel.
The worst angel you've ever met.
Isaac and his mother.
So, yes, Isaac, you begin feeling the pull to the above, and you realize that you have made a connection. And when your consciousness comes back to you, you are inside of a large, endless plane of existence. Oh, did they just bring you a full container of Heinz ketchup?
It Sainsbury's own band, thank you.
Because
Okay.
he's not that rich.
Still a whole thing of ketchup.
Maybe.
God damn it, Roach. God damn it.
God.
Why is everybody here just so weird?
God damn it.
I like a lot of ketchup.
So, around you is an endless plain of wispy fog and cloud as far as you can see. And when you turn around, you see the image of your aunt standing in front of you with her slight smile as she normally has when you speak to her. And she, without seemingly to move, becomes closer and down more towards your level. Kind of proportionally, either you get taller or she shrinks, but now you are on the same level as her. Isaac. It is good to see you again.
It is also very good to see you, Auntie. I am in both of need of guidance, and I have some questions I am hoping to
your
get
right,
answers to.
as you're
Okay.
speaking, you see an image. You see a thing appear. It is two wagon wheels that are perpendicular to each other, slowly rotating, but the outside edges are filled with unblinking eyes, and it's wreathed in fire. Don't mind him. He's just observant. All of the eyes blink at once and open again.
This is like one of
Isaac's
those.
just like,
This is like one of those
"Boy."
scenarios when they go, by the way, your calls might be monitored for training purposes, because that's what I just got from that.
Oh, actually, this is a Call of Cthulhu D&D crossover.
He's just here to monitor. There's no, don't pay attention to him.
Can you describe that entity again to me?
It is essentially two bands. They look like wagon wheels, though they are not made of wood, because the reason they look like that is that they're bands of material that like one is like north south, the other one's east west, with the east west one being on inside of the northwest or the north and south one. They're both rotating in different directions, and there are little like little what's the word the things that connect the wheel to the actual axle. Spokes of light to the interior of a very, very bright light in the center, and it's all wreathed in like slow flame, and the exterior of both of the wheels is our eyes.
So I recognize that as the symbology of any gods or anything.
No, but it is a type of angel.
Okay, so I do know what it is.
Mhm.
It's going to kill you, so what's it going to do?
Give me a second.
It's fitting to fuck you up, is what it's going to do. It's like, damn it, boy.
You've been a bad inquisitor.
I did almost make a Midge joke when I mentioned this was a Call of Cthulhu D&D crossover. It's like,
Don't. I'm so there right now.
He's gonna take your wings.
oh god.
I have
Tear them off.
It's like taking your
I
stripes.
barely have my wings as is right now.
It's like taking your stripes, but instead it's your wings.
He's gonna tear them off like they're like it's that kill you can do in like the newest God of War with the elves. You just pin them to the ground, tear their wings off. It's very gruesome, but very entertaining.
Very good. Very entertaining.
Yeah, God of War. Sorry, Dad of Boy is a great game for those of you who have not played it.
Dad of War. Yep.
Dad of Boy.
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 I'm trying to find the name of this thing. I made sure to have the reference picture so I could describe it, but I did not write down the name.
God damn it, Roach.
I didn't know 100% if he was going to try and do this today. So
Why
I
do you
had
do
to...
this? It's all Midge's fault. God damn it, Midge.
So I was not certain. And I'm not 100% sure I could actually pronounce it if I tried.
Just looking at it, like there's too many vowels in this name.
There's a lot of it's like Latin.
Just message it to me, just in case, like, you know, and I'll be able to work it out from there.
Yep. If I find it. Oh, nope. I have a lot of like monster manuals that I've downloaded.
fair.
Nope. Not that one either. Nope. Nope. One of these will be a yep.
6
2
hours later.
Later.
2 hours later. Ooh, I think I know where it is now. Okay. For future reference, anybody that's making a fan-created monster manual, it's like super important that you have like bookmarks programmed in for the PDF. That's like super important. Brew. Okay. Nope. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Copy. And this is what it is. Midge. Also, doesn't help that I didn't have this printed out. And for reference for everybody, because they know what it is. This is kind of what it looks like. Except a little bit less real eyes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And every eye's looking at you and it's slowly rotating, so every time an eye comes up, it refocuses. Focuses until it gets out of line of sight, and then another eye comes down. And it's just, they're both looking at you. From both of the rims. Actual outer edges, but it's...
Okay.
What is your question?
First of all, it felt easier to get through today.
There has been some disturbances in your area recently that have made some... It has made contact easy. The walls between our different domains have been weakened over the last day. Time is very nebulous here.
What do you know of the Jade Isle?
It is a location on the material plane.
And are you aware of what is buried there?
Many things are buried on the isle. Are you
All of
asking about
those-
a specific thing?
Well, recently we visited the tomb of Pelon the Pious, which the resultant fact,
So when
If-
you say Pilon pious, one of the creature to the side, the outer spoke goes quicker, and it's going between eyes quicker, like it's examining in a quicker fashion. You.
okay. We
You're getting the sense that your aunt may not be in control as much as in this situation. Maybe less so.
that's fine. Trust in my God. Trust in my God. And upon our visit, a curse that was on the island, for us at least, lifted, and it revealed a lot more to the island. I wondered if maybe you could give me some insight.
Insight into what, Isaac?
For example, where we once thought was a great tree, we found a giant ring of stones in a language that I personally didn't recognize, but it gave an ominous feel.
Ominous. Seer. Think for a second. There are many things about the history of the Isle that are buried in time, and should remain so.
Okay. You say an event has caused the planes to be more easily accessible. Was that my doing or something else?
An effect cancelled a great curse. Seemingly washed over the area, and that had a knockdown effect that aided us in our con. Is there anything else you would like to know, Isaac?
One more thing. I'm gonna get the name of the item wrong, but the scales of somebody prompt me.
The scales of misjudgment.
Thank you.
God damn it.
It's just not sticking. That name.
Months.
I'm sorry.
It's been
I'm sorry.
months.
Yep, I know. The scales of misjudgment have been acquired by a woman named oh my goodness, Captain Sedna. Is this an issue?
That question is very material. An issue for who? The affairs of the lowly individuals of that plane don't much matter up here.
An issue for Paylor's followers.
Paylor's followers will be rewarded for faith in all things.
Okay. Thank you. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Before
wish.
you go, Isaac, I have some questions that I would like to ask you. When she says, before she says I would like to, she looks over and back.
As in the many eyes of the creature to my right would like to ask you. Okay. Ask away.
An individual was following recently.
Liben.
Yes. That woman has ties to certain things
Zagul.
now. Yeah. It's a ghoul. And a little brighter to your right now. A little brighter. The creature's luminosity increases.
No, it works.
What do you know of this woman?
What do I know of Zagul? Or Liben?
Yes.
Well, Liben was a druid who unfortunately escaped my grasp after we arrested her. I was planning to take her back to the temple for judgment, as she was the hand behind killing many followers of our great Dawn Father. But one of my companions was being accosted by Zagul, and in a cruel touch of fate, at the moment that my companion rebuffed Zagul for the final time, Zagul found a new servant. And I assume Liben has now been empowered by Zagul to... It seems to be targeting another companion of our party, the barbarian Ustinia, the Uteshan rider. And Liben seems to be
The creature starts slowly getting closer, and you
tracking
hear a
us.
voice in the back of your head now, no longer, or it's not out in your ears. Weird. It's now inside of your head, reverberating in there,
telepathy. Yeah.
like telepathy. So you are the one. The reason. Your friend caused this to happen.
Caused what to happen?
That is not your concern.
I would like to know what I have done and what I might be up against.
That is not information I can share with you. Only the consequences that you have done wrong. Goodbye, Isaac. And then you're back in the real mortal plane.
Okay.
Roach, did I notice anything weird about Isaac that entire time?
No,
Okay. Cool.
it's just
Okay.
been praying this whole time.
Okay. Cool.
Just been praying, and
I'm making some
Yeah.
breakfast or something because now that there's no things on this island, I'm assuming I can, start a fire somehow.
Nothing you
nothing to
find is
burn.
burnable wood. This is all burnt wood, but not
Jeez.
even like charcoal. It's yeah.
I guess we're just making some cold fucking rations again. Then.
Yep. Gruel again. Yay!
When I came back into the material plane, because it was not of my doing, did that kind of have any effect on me? Was it like a sudden back? Am I? Oh,
Yeah. No, it was like
okay.
like with the
I need
last
to-
syllable, he was
let-
gone.
I need to quickly roll then to. Yep. Okay.
I was like, "What have you done, you son of a bitch?"
You just Sesh sees Isaac go. And goes back to Craig.
What the? Okay.
You okay, buddy? Buddy.
Just poke him. Just like, is he dead? Maybe. No, I'm assuming since he goes right back to praying, I'm just gonna be like, okay, that's fucking weird. I'll ask about that later.
Yeah. That's what you get.
You done did fuck up, Isaac. That's essentially what this angel just said to him. You done did fuck up.
Yeah, but he wouldn't tell me why.
Yeah, exactly.
Or what
That's
I
the
can
worst
do
part
to
of it.
stop it. Goddamn angels and their malevolence and. That was out of
Hey,
character.
you-
I did not say that as Isaac.
You're
kinda
dealing
are-
you're dealing with the like that was like your aunt is like a middle manager or something. You just dealt with like a senior rep.
Shit.
So there was.
Oh, I just dealt with the weird HR department. How much do I know about the creature that started speaking to me?
Well, like give me a second here.
Like,
I'm actually somewhat pissed because I remember I had this damn entry written down, and I've been trying to find it as I've been also doing the roleplay for that this whole time. Yeah, I found it. Fucking hell. God damn, I'm gonna label that better.
you just need a
Coach gotta do
you need a folder of like the hierarchy of angels in accordance to Isaac.
You see, Roach needs a middle manager. Roach actually needs Isaac, his aunt, to come in and just fix all of his filing.
I've
Got
got to
it.
do
Okay.
my annual tax return.
My angelic tax return needs to be done.
Unfortunately, there are not numbers in Celestial.
Well, okay. And by the way, how would you pronounce that? Because I still.
What did I have it up as?
Because I believe Mitch
Ophanim?
knows.
Ophanim?
Ophanim? Yeah,
Yeah.
close.
In-
Yeah, that'd be close to what I'd say as well. But an Ophanim would like they're very. What's the word? They're an enigmatic kind of silent presence most of the time. They barely speak most of the time when they don't have to. They can choose to take whatever form they want, but they choose that form. They're usually considered a form of divine justice, like a significant form of signifies divine justice and direct attention of the deity in which it serves.
Oh god, that was okay.
Taylor
Like a-
was just after like
Like I
check
said,
on that
HR
motherfucker.
department. HR department. It was a lie detector. I've got a feeling of.
And they're very much as well like they're dangerous. They're dangerous. They don't speak a lot. They observe a lot, but if they need to, they can dispense justice quickly and very harshly. And yeah, you just one was just there in your meeting in like your
And then
visitation
spoke
with
to
your
me.
aunt, and then spoke to you.
Isaac fucked up immensely somehow. We just don't know how. Yet.
No, I think I know how.
You let
So
Liban
yes.
go, you piece of shit.
Hmm.
To be fair, that was kind of all of our faults. So
So yeah, that was your talk with your aunt.
Isaac
someone
feels
else.
uneasy.
once he stops praying, I'll like go over to him and say, what was that with the screaming? You didn't wake anyone else up, but it's unusual. You've never done that before.
I'm gonna come clean to you, Sesh. I can
Okay.
trust you as another faithful. I've been a bit coy in terms of what I am to a lot of people.
Oh, I know you're not human, which is obvious.
Indeed,
He also has a 17 passive perception, so it's pretty hard to get that past her.
Well, it's not just my race. I don't want to use special because we're all special in our own ways, but obscure.
Okay.
I both have mortal blood and angelic blood, but I also have a deep connection within my soul. But it's my direct angelic blood that allows me to contact that plane, and I have always been watched over by a relative. Sometimes when I pray, I speak to them. I don't have relatives left on the mortal plane, so sometimes it's just a catch up, but sometimes it's for guidance. I went to ask about the island. I got a few answers, but they asked for some questions in return, and I told them about Zigul and Liban. And
How did they take that?
I say them not to mean just my normal contact this time. There was how close are you with the how knowledgeable are you in the workings of the divine realms, on the celestial plane, the creatures of it,
Roach, shall I make a
the,
religion check?
the servants of your god?
My gods, I think Bahamut has mostly different servants. He has like golden dragons and stuff that looks after him.
It's very draconic
So,
based.
yeah, he has like
yeah.
several ancient golden dragons that
Okay.
does his shit. So she's like, I know about my own. Thaylor is not really the same servants there.
No, but you understand that there is different servants that do different jobs, yes?
Yes, that's a fairly universal thing.
Well, there was a type of angel that was there, and I'm guessing they were judging me and our actions. And from what I understand, we have caused something greater than our knowledge and greater than anything that they want to tell me about right now. And we're at the epicenter. And
Well, shit.
once they did that, they they disconnected my my ability to. Normally, I control when I lose contact, but this time they forced me to lose contact. It just shocked me. That's what the scream was.
Okay. This is a conversation we should have with everybody. Because if we brought something that is so dreadful that angels are telling you you fucked up, we need to tell somebody. We need to talk to everybody involved here.
They said we caused it.
Did they
I
mention
am.
anything?
Well, they specifically asked about Liban and Zigor.
Oh,
It wasn't me to them. They prodded for the information, and I knew better than to lie in face of my god.
that's fair. Well, I guess we should probably, kill Liban, I guess? Because if she never gets her revenge, Zagul loses her control over her.
If
or power, I
creatures
guess.
of that power are involved, then I worry Liban is slightly above power, but I would like to learn more.
Last time we
I-
saw her, she was getting fucked, going
Yeah, she
100
just-
miles an hour past Ostenia.
Into the ocean, just sploosh.
If we can find information that I can share with, and maybe regain some favor, then that would be great. But I would like to.
Well,
I
when we
would
get
like to-
back
I would
to
like-
Oregon,
I
you
would
could
like
probably
to-
go to the church and speak with people there about this, right?
I haven't even told the people at the church what I truly am. A lot
Wow.
of people gawk or amazed, or some
Ask
people.
for your blood for rituals, I suppose.
Yes, that happened once or twice, and I mean that was the. I. Yes, that happens.
Yeah, that's kind of. Yeah,
It's-
angelic
gives
blood has
the-
its own sort of market, but
Yeah.
we don't know where it comes from or
Rough, buddy.
gets it. But it's kind of rough being a part angel, right? Yeah, totally, dude.
I mean, you're not allowed to go to blood drives anymore.
Like I can't donate because my blood type is not anything anymore. It's just
It just you.
It's
when you get cut,
ethereal.
like ethereal and
type
slight,
E.
quite type E blood. Yeah. But yes. I would not like to share everything with the party if possible.
She holds up her hands. It's your information to spread, but it does affect all of us.
For sure. I will word it differently, however.
Possibly a good idea.
Okay.
Oh, and Isaac, don't
Yes.
get us all killed.
God, how else are you gonna word it? Just like, I'm fucked up so bad, God's got a wiretap on the calls of my aunt.
He's wiretapped my home. It's shit, man. Well, yeah. I don't imagine anybody else here though would necessarily know that information, know how bad
How
Isaac is fucked up here to actually have that look out.
Sesh, before we reveal anything, I think we should question what Sedna did with the scales. I think there's a connection there.
She kind of looks around at all of this shit that's now here. That's a fair point, yeah.
And I'm gonna wait for everyone else to wake up.
Yep.
Have we gone over?
Yes, we've
Yeah.
gone over our break. So we will now go for the 10-minute break. Or so. Woof, that was heavy. We will be back in a moment. Just go grab yourself a cup of tea or whatever you need, whatever sustenance, and we'll be back very soon.
Fun.
I wonder how different this all would have been if we just killed Liban. Just
Hey, I
murdered her.
tried.
So different. Yeah, we tried. And we will keep trying. I've no
Yeah,
doubt of that.
true.
Keep trying.
One
yeah.
of these days we
Well,
will.
you're automatically assuming that the thing that they're angry about, complete, is only something relating to Liban.
Oh, it's probably got something to do with Pelon as well, because, you know,
Oh yeah, 100%.
we're going to get back and she's going to be like, well, you see, that curse was actually like a really like important part of all of our ecosystems. So now that everything's flushing back there, it's just going to start dragging all these diseases off of the island onto the mainland and shit. So everyone's going to die because now they have the bubonic plague. So
Now
congratulations.
the Gold Coast blue lung fish is gonna go extinct. That's just for some reason. It's protected environment's gone.
No, everybody just has like a bubonic plague all of a sudden. We get back to like,
Overfishing.
yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, I was waiting. I didn't think you were gonna immediately contact your aunt because that was gonna be waiting for you whenever next time you contacted her.
Can you imagine if you did that in the Church of Palor back in Oregon?
Oh God, can you imagine? It's just instead of just the aunt and the other creature, it's just a couple of solars there, like.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna break your kneecaps.
It's funny you think they need a solar there. You don't realize how powerful the thing was you were talking to, right there.
I would have some idea, surely.
I mean, you don't understand how powerful it was in terms of CR level.
Okay, in CR level, I'm looking at it.
CR 17.
Yep.
That thing would fuck us up.
Oh yeah, Herald of a God's Will. Like these things are
They're powerful. son.
Light of Judgment, range spell attack, plus 13 to hit, 80 to 320-foot range, one target hit, 48 radiant damage, just like, and it can do that multiple times.
It also has at will invisibility.
Yep. With a DC 21 spell save
Yep.
on its
That's
spells.
this holy fire that recharges on a 5 or 6,
Yep.
which does
Dex saving throws,
18, which does 18d6.
Or 63.
Yeah, but I would roll it.
Yeah, I'd roll it. 18d6 radiant damage on a failed save. You take on a successful one. You take half as much. A humanoid reduced to 0 HP by this damage dies instantly, leaving only a pile of fine ash.
Well, so what you're telling me is Isaac is lucky to be alive right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This thing, it meant business. It was there for a reason. And
I
Actually,
believe
I should have
believe
actually asked if anything happened when I was praying to Bahamut, because Bahamut's lawful good, and he probably would have had some shit to say to me after this if it affected things.
oh, yeah, that's the same thing with Palor. Or not? Yeah, Palor's lawful good. Or no, he just
Yeah,
Yeah.
Palor is.
or is he neutral good? Pretty sure he's lawful.
He might. He's either lawful good or true good. Neutral good. He's neutral good.
Neutral good. Just neutral good. Yeah.
He's just
Bahamut
straight
might be
good.
like,
Straight good.
bitch.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if Bahamut would necessarily care,
God.
because I can't say if he would or not, because that's the Roach decide. So
Yeah. Also, I love the ability divine awareness. It knows if it hears a lie.
Yep.
Just knows if you're lying immediately.
That's what I saw when you sent me the thing. I was like, oh no.
shit.
That's why I was like, the calls are being things for training purposes. It's a fucking lie detector of Palor just in the room, just like.
It was the Inquisitors got an Inquisitor after him.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, you're on the other end of it.
I believe this is when we say something about
Passive perception 22.
oh god.
I
You
am
never
all
expected
seeing.
I mean, he does
Ne-
have like 75 eyes, so
Languages, all.
And telepathy.
And telepathy to 120 feet.
I don't know
What
why, but I
locks?
just imagine the guys has like.
Oh no, we were commenting on the creature that Isaac encountered.
Oh,
CR16.
He's lucky to be alive. He's lucky to be alive right now, legitimately.
CR16. It has an attack that if you get reduced to 0 HP with it, it just kills you immediately. It has and it does 63 damage or 18d6 that it can do.
I'm pretty sure that would kill all of us. in
Yep,
one
it
shot.
knows immediately when it hears a lie. It has a passive perception of 22. And it knows every language. Just language entry all. And telepathy 120 feet. So it's like, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Inquisitors
Yeah.
get inquisited.
Nobody ever expected the Palor Inquisition. No, they didn't. That's when Palor sent the other
The
Palorian
Palorian
Inquisition.
expedition.
They haven't even like they have a higher tier. They're the Inquisitors who inquisit the Inquisitors.
Yep.
Uh, Isaac is just a regular everyday Inquisitor, and then this creature is a high Inquisitor, so it'll fuck your shit up if it wants to. If we're talking 40k designations, I guess.
Hi. Yeah, that was interesting.
All in all, that was an interesting time.
Well, let's see how it goes.
This is where it turns out like we've revived some sort of like ancient demon because the curse was actually holding something to the island and shit.
We've raised a dragon.
Yes, I'm standing right here.
A real dragon.
Oh, yeah.
I am a real dragon.
No, you're not. You're dragon
I'm a
born.
real boy.
I'm a real boy. I mean, technically, I'm a real dragon because
Don't care.
dragon blood and all that.
Do you have wings? Do you breathe fire?
Yes.
Do you sound like Sean Connery? No.
Well,
That was actually a pretty good movie, to be fair.
Dragonheart I actually liked. The second one sucked.
Yeah. They ever watched the second one before?
Don't.
Hey, that's good advice. I'll take it.
No, the first one wasn't that bad. Everyone kind of said it sucked and everything. I actually really liked it.
I mean, Dragonheart is literally the entire plot line to Dragon's Dogma. So
What are you
get your
talking
heart
about?
taken. The plot line to Dragonheart is exactly the same as the plot line in Dragon's Dogma, because in Dragon's Dogma you open up with your character's heart being ripped out by a dragon.
I'm actually not familiar with either of those.
No, Dragon's Dogma
in-
is a great game.
In Dragonheart, a dragon is
Oh, you're
able
talking
to
about
kind of
games.
tie its life to a human by
Hmm.
giving half of its heart, which can save a human's life, and it gives them like immortality, and they share wounds and everything.
Yeah.
And this prince gets
Oh.
mortally wounded in
Oh
battle.
no, I am. You said game, so I was thinking I don't know that game. But no, okay, no, I know the movie because isn't that
Yeah.
that's the one with Sean Connery as the
Mhm.
dragon. right?
And
Yeah.
what's his name? Quaid. Can't remember his name now.
Mm.
The Dragon's Dogma essentially starts off with your character who's like level 1 fighting a dragon, losing, obviously, and he gets his heart ripped
Obviously.
out. Yeah. But it's great though. I would highly recommend it if you guys are looking for something to play that's like pretty cheap and like really fun to play. Rival's just here like I need my computer to actually work before I play games.
No, my computer's not doing too bad.
Hasn't blue screened yet. Knock on wood.
No, but I think I know how I'm going to fix that, so...
Yay. Come back, Nitch.
Hey guys.
Just so you know, the thing turned up and like killed all of us while you were away.
yep, it's all your fault.
Yep.
Already?
Yep.
New campaign. Already rolled new characters.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I've got a character that I've been wanting to play. That's the thing about a D&D player. They always have backup characters in their head. Let's face it.
Yeah, true.
True. If I got a chance to play a game, I'd love to I'd love to excite. I have so many character ideas, but I never get to use them.
I've got a great idea for a gnome cavalier who rides a giant squirrel.
Squirrel.
His name is William Dinkit.
God damn it. Get the fuck out, Mitch.
It's great. Anyway, cool.
Clap sync.
I'm good to go.
Oh. Yeah, I'm cool.
All right. So we come back to the game. It is morning now as everybody slowly wakes up to the early morning light. And you see again this desolate island around you. Still there.
I would like to check on Bonla's wounds.
Look fine. He regained, like, I don't know, he gained all his HP back at that point. Like,
Are you gonna give us a
Just
full
used
rest?
all of his D12s, just all of them.
all of them. He's got so these damn things. A second here. Rest. Long
It's a
rest.
long rest. So
Long rest. That's what it's called.
Party taking long rest.
Yay.
So, you've all woken up now to the morning breakfast that has been made for the last 2 days. So, cold rations.
Tasty.
Yep. Cold rations. And magic water. It's been refilled. It tastes like distilled water, so it's got no taste.
Oh.
Nice.
So it has nothing to it. It's just H2. It's hydrogen and oxygen that's been put together through magic, and it's like kind of appears.
it's too much.
So yes, we go through that, and Sedna and Bonla both wake up and eat their rations as well. With Bonla carrying the rations for both of them.
Sedna.
Yes, Isaac. She's mid bite through a bit of hardtack.
What was it that you did with the scales?
I took them. You were there.
You very well know what I mean.
I took them. What? If you're going to ask me a question, be more direct about it. Specific.
What did you use them for?
I'd made sure that they were the scales that we were looking for, and not copy.
So,
inside checks, boys. I suppose. I assume.
yeah, inside check.
All right. All right, go ahead.
No, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
20.
Hang on.
Yeah, we go. Wow, you're more insightful than I am.
I have proficiency, a high wisdom.
Yeah.
It's those
suck.
reptilian eyes. Those reptilian eyes. You can
Yeah, it's
see
those
through
reptilian eyes.
falsehoods.
She's
that
used to
dragon
reading
blood.
faces that don't have much like facial muscles to move for emotion. So
She's also a
Yeah.
town guard, so
So
you know.
So Isaac, to you, seems to be telling the truth. And Sash, I'm gonna whisper to you what.
Are you gonna PM Discord or in the
Yeah.
manuscript?
Yeah, I'm gonna Discord.
It's like the old GIF you used to have of Hitler with the
yeah.
the
So,
glow lights.
I cast hypnotic pattern.
Okay. No big deal.
So the lifting of the curse wasn't you.
Maybe it had something to do with the chest some sort of trigger. I don't know. If I knew that was what's going to happen, do you think I would have fallen over and caught unawares as I was?
You might have known that it was going to lift the curse. You might not have known that it was going to knock you over. I'm sorry to pry, but something kept me up, shall we say.
Oh. Understandable. Seems to be some knowing in her eyes when she's looking at you.
I am aware of that, aren't I? Yeah. The necklace you're wearing. Can I see it?
No.
The look on Midge's face, like, shit, she said no.
I don't want to. No, I'm not going to cast on her.
Bonla's right there, too. Don't forget that. It might be different if
frick.
Bonla was dead.
You should have done this when Bonla was down to 20 HP or something like that.
Or
Why'd
you
you
should've
heal
just
him
let
back
him-
up?
Yeah, just let him die. Just like, alright, Bonla. Just push him off the rock and he falls over and knocks his head off something.
As you like cut his neck.
I was gonna cast friends, but I don't think it'll work because I know what the amulet does.
You
I have
don't.
no idea.
You don't know what the amulet does. You just know that it did something. I'm just gonna point that out. You don't know what it exactly does. You just know that it did something in that cave. And what only what R1 described to you, in hushed tones, like a small conversation about it. So it's up to you. Don't use out of character knowledge.
Don't be meta. Otherwise, Roach will break your kneecaps.
Don't do that meta.
Roach will break your kneecaps.
Still gonna avoid it. I think Isaac wouldn't. Don't think he'd push that hard.
He's
There was
inquisitive.
also the angry thing as well. Remember that?
You told me that, didn't you?
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
you did tell me.
Yep.
One more thing, if you don't mind. You got very angry when you saw the grave of Pelon. I mean, you hide it well, but we have
Like
some as two times.
faces blank. Just like nothing, no changes to her face.
Even with that previous insight check.
Even with
Same.
she just rolled a 20 for keeping herself down. I think you were seeing.
I looked to
Mr.
Sash.
I look reaffirmed in that, yeah, I definitely saw her being mad. And Arwen saw too, because remember, he and I have the exact same passive perception, so he can confirm.
Who is Pelon to you?
A story.
What story?
I'm assuming whatever his followers thought would garner as much support as they could.
Insight check?
Sure.
Go ahead. Sure.
Okay, advantage.
Not with this. Not with this, because if you're trying
got
to...
19.
Yeah.
I don't know, 11
19.
didn't do very well. You just roll like a fourth natural 20 in a row or something.
You're gonna have to whisper to me, aren't you?
just gonna give me a second. Give me a second right here.
Oh,
This is
you're
where
gonna
Bonla
show
got
me like.
really mad. She rolled a natural 20 and Roach is taking a picture of it, is what he's doing.
Yeah, he's gonna drop in. you know, all the natural 20s that he's just.
Yep.
Not that they technically matter on skill checks.
True, but still.
Yeah, they don't, but she has a pretty good bonus.
Okay.
And none of you roll over a 20.
I rolled very poorly.
No, I rolled a 14 plus 5.
I rolled very poorly because if I rolled a 19, it would do fine. Maybe. We don't know.
I'm waiting to see these dice, Roach. Oh, for fuck's sake. Natural 20.
Yeah,
20.
for those of you at home, that's a big old netty 20.
It's a natty 20 plus 6. So, it's just a pretty good bonus to the particular skill that she's using. I won't say if it's deception or persuasion.
Maybe it's both, in fact.
I think it's got to be deception. She hasn't persuaded me to do anything.
No, that's fair, yeah.
Or persuading you to believe her. You think she's telling the truth? She's not being. She's a bit facetious. She's being like not telling the whole truth. You can tell that, but it doesn't seem like she's being obviously false or telling obvious falsehoods, as far as you can tell.
So the story is, you said, of what Pelon's followers believe. Do you follow Pelon?
Not particularly.
Are you sure you don't follow Pelon? I'm trying to see if his I'm trying to make it agitate her, if that makes sense. Like, see if the idea of being a follower of Pelon agitates her.
No, I don't. I don't particularly follow murder that have a change of heart to escape the noose.
But it's not the murderer that upsets you, is it? It's the change of heart.
I don't quite know.
It's
mean?
it's the going against something he believed in. Originally. It's the betrayal, perhaps? It's an insight check, see if this gives it a reaction.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm following him. On that one.
24!
Oh, that's a 19, son. Oh my god, I am so bad. Why can't I just roll good constantly for a change?
Fucking gotta get this woman.
Alright. You again do not notice any change in her face.
Fuck!
I'm telling you, she's rolling really good. She's rolling really good. You almost got it that time, actually.
If I had rolled better, I probably would have.
This woman's been
suck.
lying. This woman be lying her whole life. I don't think. What are you trying to get at, Mr. Ice?
There is clearly more than just a job being done here.
Is there? I could have sworn I was paying you to do a job.
You said that you're also doing a job. That's the job I've been playing.
Of course.
With a massive payday.
And I seem to recall you lugging out a massive pay.
I'm
Seems to be tapping at the hilt of one of her short swords with like her index finger, annoyedly.
Did we all see that?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take a risk here and speak to Chronic, to Sesh.
All right.
Do you know Zone of Truth?
Oh boy. Do I?
Oh boy, do I?
Oh boy. No.
Do
no.
I ever?
Do I ever? No, I don't, because I didn't pick that, because
You didn't
I could
prepare it
have,
today.
but I didn't prepare it today. But no.
Okay.
I mean, we've got another few days of traveling, so we can always.
Isaac stands up.
Banla,
well.
upon hearing that,
Who speaks Draconic?
who speaks quite a few languages actually, as a tradesman. I don't think you want to do that.
In Draconic.
Oh no, he's saying it in common.
Oh, I think it would have been even more badass if we said in Draconic.
Oh no, he wants to know. He wants to let his boss know.
Sesh gives him a shrug.
Isaac starts packing up his things from camp. We should probably get going. I'm satisfied.
Yes, we should. We have much to do. All you heard that tense conversation. It was not hidden. Bonla and said now walk off to be by themselves while you get the camp broken down.
What was that about, Isaac?
I received word in the night. You know, like I sometimes do, Armon.
Yeah.
A couple of things have happened. The curse that was lifted, one, made it easier for me to make contact, and the planes seem... There's a weaker crossing now, for one. But I was contacted by more than just my normal contact. And there is an extreme level of concern when it comes to our druid friend.
You mean up high, as in?
Yes, I don't mean friend in friend. I mean as in the one that we know that's hunting us.
Right. Yeah. No. But I mean, like your god is concerned type level of concern.
If he sent the person that was there, then yes.
Seems like now is as good a time as any to start finding something to believe in. Oh.
That apparently something has happened, and it deeply involves both Zagul and Liban. And we're at the epicenter.
All in all, I think we should all sleep with an extra eye open.
How do you sleep with an extra eye open? You sleep with both eyes open already?
I meditate. I'm not technically asleep.
He's got a point.
I've got lizard eyes, so I've got like 2 eyelids. So, you know, there's that thing. Technically, I could sleep with my eyes open. Technically. But anyway.
So what is our plan here? after we get back to the mainland.
Don't die.
That's almost always at the top of my list of things to do.
Yeah, but just to reaffirm.
I don't think we should stay in Gorgon much longer.
No, definitely not.
Maybe go, restock supplies, finish up anything we need to do, but I don't know, something just tells me we need to move.
I can agree with that. If we're on the move, it makes it harder for Liban to scout us out.
Maybe we could head up north towards Nordarin.
Not a bad idea.
We could always go up to Nordarin for a while and then skip into the First Kingdoms.
Maybe you could find somebody there who could help us out, Isaac.
We could go back to the temple. That'd be nice.
I mean, if you think it would help in any way, shape, or form, I don't see why we couldn't.
Well,
Answers anywhere with higher learning could be interesting as well. I have questions I could do with getting some research done.
What about that Bach fellow? Bosch?
Bach. He's composing.
He's composing shit now.
He probably doesn't have answers into what I need to know, but it wouldn't hurt to ask.
I'm sure there's a bunch of histories at the Bard's College in Nordarin. I mean,
That would be
most of our tales are based off of some hint of truth.
Could you get us there? Get us in, I mean?
I've never been to this college, but I can try.
It's definitely not the one you went to. It's not.
No.
I just imagine he has like a diploma from this other Bars college, and you're like, we don't accept that diploma here. That college is just for schmucks and people who want to do drugs while on campus.
I don't know why, but I think like I
Oh,
think,
you went to Ohio
I imagine.
State?
I imagine R1 went to the equivalent of the University of Arizona that exists in this world, but it's the University of Arizona that's not in Arizona. Just like one of those ones. It's just like University of
College.
the University of Arizona in downtown Pittsburgh. It's just like
I don't get that joke, so
Oh, they have it's like an online college that you can go to anywhere. Like
right.
they have like locations everywhere, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. The University of Arizona in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But yeah, there's a Bardic college in Nordarin. You don't know specifics about it. You just know it's there. There's what else would you know? You would know as well, Arwan, that there's a big, like, grand library in Takova in the Gull River Republics. That's like a big one. You didn't go there, but you went by it because you kind of went through the Titania during your travels with Ustenia before you met up with everybody else, before you boarded that boat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's there. Takova's got a big library. It's called the Grand Library. There's apparently something. There's a couple of like big there's a big like library to Joaquin and a couple of area in what is it? Let me get my map out. Here, there's in big library in West Hollow as well in Teutonia. You didn't go in, but you saw it. It's not huge, but it's not small either. It's pretty big for areas. Stuff like that. There's a couple of things there. you know there's a bardic repository, or not a bardic repository. There's a mage repository in Alhut. A Sash.
Yep.
There's a big repository of mage information and histories kind of just there in Alhut, and I think that's about it. Well, Ustenia would know that his brother used to talk about a big library in the hold on a second, in if I can actually find the map.
Ustinia knows something about learning.
He doesn't.
His brother does.
Yeah, his brother is the bookish one of the family. There's apparently a big library in the capital city of the Kalan dynasty.
Is that in the Uteshian land?
It's to the west. It's the green one in the on Aral. It's the green.
Could you pull up the world map on our screens for us?
No, we can do it just by going into map.
You can do it, but I'll put it up.
Yeah, it's a map.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thanks.
So you know there's a Bardic College in Norndarim, which is kind of north.
North Freehold, isn't it?
Northern Freehold. There's Isaac's old stomping grounds in the Cardinal Empire. The Gull River Republic's capital city, Takova, has a big library. A little bit south of that in the Titania, there's a big library. The Grey Wastes inside of Alhut have a big repository. And the Kalan dynasty in the Successor Kingdoms has a big university. And that's what you can do from everybody pooling their information together. Kind of what you know of. So you have some options.
Well, we could go to Alhut. We could go, if you guys feel like it might be a better idea, since we're already in the freeholds, head north, and then go through the Sinol Kingdom into your old home, Isaac, and then maybe cut back down into other places, I suppose. Because we will need to do as much learning as we can. You know, information is power, and the more information we have, the more likely we will win. G.I. Joe goes across.
I was about ready to do the.
Well, if we
Now,
go
remember, knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. The other,
Right.
knowing's half the
Rivallon.
battle, and the other half of the battle is violent.
Yes.
if we go to the Cardinal Empire, I can get into the Bard's College in the Aglor Coast.
That is where
Wow.
you went.
Yeah, so that's where I
You
went.
went to the one. You went to the one in the capital city as well.
Yeah.
Rivallon, you're awfully quiet.
I just want to get back to my area of the kingdoms at some point.
Where's
Where's
that?
By my reckoning, I'll follow you guys wherever you go.
Well, where are you from in the kingdoms?
The far west.
I pull out the map and I show him.
Wait a second, aren't we in the far west?
No, we're in the Far East.
No,
Yeah, we're on the
Far
East Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you reverse those.
And you
did
were in
same
the
thing I
army?
always do. You did the same thing I always do. I always flip it in my head for some reason.
Oh,
Are you in the army? And sorry, you were
Yeah.
a scout unit?
Remember. Remember.
Did you just get the entire main body of your force lost all the time?
No.
Remember the way
Yeah,
east and west
he's-
should be arranged is it spells we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that. I always have to do that. You
Sick,
were
okay.
in the
Never
yeah,
eat seaweed
yeah.
is the way I did
Never
it.
eat
Never
seaweed.
eat.
Okay,
seaweed,
buddy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Never eat
Sorry,
shredded wheat.
yeah, it's a good one too. But shredded wheat is good for you, so you know, on occasion.
Exactly.
you want
Oh,
to-
so seaweed, apparently.
yeah, true.
Yeah, that's true. So
Sorry, Crimson.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's like
I'm sorry.
playing arm all over again. Like, oh wait, west? No, sorry, east.
God, that it's got me.
I've just got this picture of your I'm sorry, of Arwen going, right, don't worry, I know the way. Walking past the tree and suddenly just coming back going, this way.
So that was just in character. R1's not good with directions. You are.
That's
though.
fine.
You're...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's totally character.
Um,
That's why you hired a guide.
If you
Yes,
look at the
sir.
map, you can point out where you live, or where you came from, and you came from the Athrinian Empire, which is the blue empire north of the Clan Dynasty.
Yeah.
Oh, on like the very east coast there, they have like a little bit of land on the other island.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, on the
it's
west
got a
coast, mate.
coastline. And it borders the Strait of Flowers. See, it happens. It just happens. You say it and you don't even think about it, and then it just clicks. For everybody in the podcast, he just got up and left his room. But yeah, that's where you were raised, or well, that's where you lived,
Where I was
and
born.
then you were also raised. Yeah, where you were born, and then
sort of
kinda-
raised.
Sort of right. Well, yeah, your pack had traveled all along the coast, so you went up into
Yes.
the kingdom of Bermid as well, and sometimes depending on time of year.
Hmm.
Well,
So
we
you-
could sort of cut along the north coast, right?
Hey, we can travel the world a bit.
Why not?
I mean,
The
I
world,
always
a
want.
single continent. This-
I mean, I've
Travel our
already been to
known
the,
world a bit.
I've already been to the Uteshian Isles. I've not been to the other continent. I don't think.
You've been to the Sakesh.
Sakesh
Isles.
I've been to Sakesh Isles. I've not been.
Teshin Isles. That'd be.
Yeah, that's just this big plot of land above the Grey Waste. That's all it is.
Yep. Exactly.
Let's
Yep.
first our first location.
Teshin Isles sounds like
first.
a piss take of the Dothraki Sea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just actually.
So
Yeah,
we're
what
going.
were you gonna say, Aaron?
Let's
what were you
choose
gonna
our
say?
first location first, and go from there.
We're already
Well,
in the free.
Right.
How
So
about
if-
we get back to Gorgon first?
Go back to
Well,
Gorgon
yes.
and then go. We'll travel up the coast to North Durham.
Yeah.
Talk to a
we'll
travel
go to-
agent, see who you can work out
See if we can get to Nordarim first.
Get some cheap flights in order in.
I mean, hey, actually, there are skyships in this.
That's
in
true,
this
yeah.
world,
We could
so
get a flight to Nordarim.
maybe.
I have bad experiences with that.
Definitely got a fuckload
I
of
ain't
money.
getting no planes, says the cleric.
So you'd be able to pay the exorbitant fees for passenger slots on a skyship if you wanted to.
The only reason I got on one was because I was like I volunteered to be a guard. I think was how I
Yeah.
got on it. I couldn't
Yeah,
afford to
you,
pay for it. I was
you
like,
did a
"I'll-
work pass. You did
Yeah.
a work pass. You
Yeah,
still
a
had to pay
work
money.
visa.
You, yeah.
Yeah.
You still had to pay up money too up front. And
Which
it was,
which
it was a
explains
lot.
why I'm so fucking poor when I got here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm guessing we pack up camp and follow and start.
I'm
tracking
assuming
back.
this was all being talked about while you were
Yeah.
packing
Walking,
up things.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
walking
Loading
while
up
we were
berry
packing
with what you got, and then
Yeah.
and all right.
I don't know why, but I just picture that when we like go to sleep on the boat, we wake up and we're hanging off the edge. We're all tied together, hanging off the edge of the ship. Like, how dare you speak badly about me, motherfucker?
Zedna suddenly speaking in a very stereotypical pirate accent.
Yarr, mateys.
Didn't you walk the plank? Plenty of dirge.
This is where we all walked plank and we all just cast walk on water on ourselves.
Thank you, Rival. I'm glad
No
you're the
problems.
other person who's watched that movie.
Down Periscope.
We all go to walk walk plank and I just
Heavy
cast
dirge.
walk on
Mr.
water.
Pascal!
Are you ready to walk the plank, sir?
No.
The U.S.
Captain
Navy,
Blood.
thanks, you gentlemen.
Consign him to the Liney Deep.
God, fucking, I love that movie
Anyway,
so much. It's such a, if you haven't
I'm
watched
so
it,
glad.
Down Periscope is a
Down
great
Periscope. Watch that film, Kelsey Grammer. It's brilliant.
movie. It's great. It's great comedy.
And the bit
Great
where
comedy.
they confuse the American submarines with dolphin noises or whale noises.
Whale noises. It's
Whale noises.
because that guy. Yeah, it's great. So, yes, you begin walking, and you notice that Bonla and Sedna are keeping a distance from the group this time. They are staying ahead of you all, and just walking on their own, carrying. Well, one of them carrying both of their supplies.
Oh no.
Is walking.
Bonda's carrying like the scales in the box in one hand.
Oh no, that's the other thing. She is not like
Let go of the scales.
like she, I mean, she's they've been next to her the whole, like when she was sleeping, they were right next to her all the time, and when she got up, like they've been within reach of her this whole time, and she's just carrying the box.
Okay.
Through, she's not letting them go.
Could I make a perception check to see if I can hear some stray words of what they're saying, if they're talking?
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right, let's hope I don't roll pure ass this time. Make your bets at home, folks. How badly do I roll this time?
Yeah, place your bag.
Oh,
That's not too bad.
Above average. It's slightly
18.
above average for me. Yeah.
Between where you set up camp, where the Lone Willow used to be, and when you get to where the river crossing is, they don't say a word to each other.
Okay.
You could hear them talking, and or not talking. You could hear them talking if they were talking. Like you know that you've got that dialed in, but they're just walking next to each other, and she is not saying a word to him, and he's not saying a word to her.
I lean over
Which,
to
in
R1.
his defense, is nothing new.
True, Bonda doesn't talk a lot. But I lean over to R1 and I'm like, could you see if there's some magic going on between those two?
Sure. I mean,
It's telepathy, mother-fucker.
Did you say the word telepathy out loud?
No.
Okay.
I am trying to be facetious, not my character.
Alright. Well, then I will cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You cast detect magic, and you have so much vape smoke whenever you exhale. Like the contrast on your camera goes down because it's got so much white for a second.
It's like,
It's way too much. So you cast detect magic, and you kind of prepare yourself. You're doing the whole, and it's fine. It seems the magical effect that had permeated the entirety of the island previously is no longer around. It is not there. You see Sedna is carrying a box that seems to have a enchantment on it that has the scales in it. But it is blocking you from seeing the inside. She seems to not have any spells that she's cast or is affecting her other than that. Except, the necklace she's wearing. And Bonla is purely mundane. He is not carrying a single magical item on him. Not even that weird, really cool spear, like folding spear you saw. That looks just to be a clockwork kind of construction. That has no magic on it.
Hmm.
The only other magic you find is on your friends. Yeah, on your companions. That's all you really get out of there.
What kind of magic is it that is like the enchantment is? Is it like?
It's more of like, did I say an enchantment? I meant it's made of a material that's like it's blocking. is
Oh,
what I meant to
okay.
say. Like it's not. You can't see. You know there is a magical item inside of the box.
Like it's a
but
lead line box.
Yeah, it's like Superman looking at lead. It doesn't go through like for his X-ray vision. That's what I
Well,
was trying to
isn't that a
describe.
thing in the Dungeons and Dragons universe as well? Lead also blocks magic.
Yeah.
Sheet of
if it's
lead,
like
inch of
it's
common
a few
metal,
inches of lead, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
a
so
thin
then,
sheet
yeah.
of lead, an inch of common material, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yeah.
Dirt,
So
I
it's
think.
definitely you definitely can't see the magic that the item has inside of it. That's what you noticed. Sorry, I used enchantment. I didn't mean to. I was thinking.
It's a
of
lead
what
lined
would be
box, quite literally.
Essentially, yes. So it blocks you from seeing what magic the scales have on them.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what you see.
I'm living in steam. It's like being in a sauna.
So yeah,
God, I want to go to a sauna. Anyway, never mind.
but other than that, it's just pretty normal actually. It's oddly different than every time you've used detect magic on this island previously.
It's no longer burning your retinas out.
Yeah. Ooh, Mikey, don't touch your mic. Remember, it does the thing where it you're rubbing. Okay, there we go.
I kind of moved and it started wiggling, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. It does not. Your mic does not respond well to that at all.
Even though it's got like a boom thing on it, it just doesn't work very
I don't
well.
know. Maybe it's just the mic itself. It's
It could be.
That sounded like a loose cable, if anything.
yeah, might be that too.
I'll take a look.
Because that was significantly different to the hitting of the boom arm sound. That was a
Yeah, because if I hit my boom arm, it's like that's the sound you get.
It's like a deep
Yeah.
bassy.
It was a
Yeah, yours is like a kind of thing that was going.
It's like
so-
like if you're shaking tinfoil.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of watching it. So you probably just have a loose cable somewhere in the connections, somewhere along
Probably.
that path.
I did
But
have
yeah.
to like re-cable things because the new webcam has a lot shorter cable than the old one. So
It looks a lot better, and it definitely is not as glitchy.
I mean, if it was, I'd be like, bitch, why did I buy this? So
Yeah. Now all we need is Utari to buy on a webcam like this, and
so one just like pulls out a wad of cash. It's like,
I'm
bitch, buy a
tempted to
webcam.
send him one. I'm tempted to send him one with Patreon money.
that might be good. That might be good if he'd be willing. But either way, so yes, you don't see any other magical things when you cast detect magic. Is there anything else you'd all like to do during your journey back? Or are we just gonna move through the little traveling montage until we reach
Let's
river.
complete this with a montage.
Montage.
We're
Alright, well,
gonna
you come
need a
upon-
montage.
You come upon the river
Montage.
that you previously had come across, and much different than what it was before. The edges are no longer a sharp cut into the ground that have a sheer cliff to the actual, or sheer drop off to the actual bottom where the river is rushing down. It is instead a much more slowly flowing river. That water is black and green. It is no longer clear, and the sides of the river are not sheer anymore. They go at an angle and in, as if this thing has been flowing for a while, and a lot of silt and soil has piled into it. So it's not even as deep as it looked before. Maybe about like 10 feet closer to the level with the ground. And the bridge that you originally found that looked to be a stone, or looked to be a rope bridge, like a rickety old rope bridge, but was oddly solid when you walked across it, is now, it's like cut stone. It's a black stone that has been, it looks like almost it's carved of one piece going across.
Could I roll some sort of maybe an insider perception to see if I know what type of stone this is?
Sure.
Because I am a mason. So insight or perception?
Give me an insight.
Yeah. Decent roll.
Decent roll. Okay.
21 for people at home.
Look it up. It looks like it's a very black type of basalt that's
Okay.
been carved.
I was expecting a basalt. So yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of nods a little bit like, that's an interesting thing to see around here. Because basalt's a volcanic rock, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird to see around here because no volcanoes as far as she knows. So
It is an igneous rock. Ah, there's the noise again. What did you just
I
do?
think
I-
it's
I-
your.
I pulled on the cable because it's right
Yeah.
in front
Yeah.
of me now.
I think it's the connection between the microphone and the cable at the bottom is probably the problem that you're reaching right there.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm gonna
that's
try
usually-
and not touch it from now on.
Because XLRs are usually really good when you've got them locked in or when they're really set, but when they're not set, you get a
Yeah.
lot of interference with XLR. So that is probably the problem. But either way, so yeah, it looks like to be a basalt rock.
Okay.
And that's what you're saying. It's not just like a flat plane, like going across. It's got like where the rope like handholds used to be, or the going across. That's actually like it's got a rail that's made of the same basalt, and it's like two diagonal bits going from where it from the center down. Like it's an actual like solidly built bridge.
Is there a cut mark where Liben tried to separate the rope?
You probably don't need a perception check. As you walk across it, you get to the point where that occurred, and you see like a chip in the stone.
That must have hurt, just to put it
Ow.
out there. Yeah. I will point it out, though, to everyone else in the group. It's weird seeing salt around here. This is not native, I don't think. Unless one of these mountains around here are actually volcanic. Just a tidbit of information for anyone who might need to extrapolate anything there.
Interesting, isn't it? But then you exit off on the other side of the bridge. Nothing seems to happen. It's much more sturdy. It's a lot less nerve-wracking now. Because not only is the bridge like a solid stone bridge, but like below the water's not even really rushing. It's just like this blackish, greenish, almost sludgy water that's kind of flowing across.
And Liben swam in that as a fish.
Yes.
Nice.
She's having a good day today.
Yes, she was. She hit a massive piece of stone and then swam in sludge.
I dare say all of the diseases are having a great time.
Yes.
To be fair, it didn't feel like stone whenever you were coming across. Although it was oddly stable when you were walking across, like the rope sides felt like rope because you were able to wrap your hands around them and they gave and moved like ropes. So, just saying. It was a transmutation effect. Style. But yes, you get across and then continue on. And if there's nothing else you want to do for the rest of the journey, and we just montage it back.
Yeah, montage it back.
Montage it back. Just kind of travel montage.
Gonna be a montage.
You get back maybe about 4 or 5 hours before daybreak, where you now arrive at the edge of the forest, and you look down upon the settlement. And oddly enough, this hasn't changed. Except it's not overgrown. Like the moss and the trees and stuff that were growing in the areas are gone. But everything else looks exactly the same as when you left.
So the buildings
Except-
aren't any different.
Yeah, no, the buildings look exactly the same, except for some additions since you left. You see around the church, like some blockades have been put around the churchyard and reinforced of the old like cemetery that was around it, have been built up. You see people walking kind of along these like almost like ramparts. Like they're not tall enough to actually be like ramparts, but they're walking across and they're looking over. You see a couple of people in the tower looking. They definitely have like crossbows that they've got readied. It doesn't take you long as you're walking around for like a group of 2 individuals that are on like a patrol and coming across, and they come over and they seem to be crew, and because Sedna and Bonla are in front of you, they encounter them first. As you walk up to them, they are talking, and of the 2 individuals there, one of them is Trindle, and the other one seems to be not just a normal, like a crewman who's got a like a kind of a wickedly curved butcher's blade that that may have been like fashioned quickly when he came ashore. It's got like a front curve to it. It's really sharp, but and they're talking amongst themselves, and when you come across, you kind of catch the tail end of the conversation. And we've got about we've got 3 missing, though we did find 1 afterwards. Sadness, nodding her head. Who was it? It was Miller. We found him about a day afterward. He was to the east side of the encampment. They were feeding when we found him. She's nodding her head. Wrap him up in a cloak. We'll put him out in the ocean. Nodding. Trindle's nodding. And then a couple of beats of silence.
If you wish, I can prepare the body.
We don't know what he worshipped, if that mattered.
Not particularly. I can just say some words hoping his soul is guided to wherever it needs to go.
Sudden nods. That would be very nice, thank you. And then Trindle go around back of the church. It's the you'll know where you.
If you
You'll
have
see.
any wounded, please do send them my way as well.
Will do. A couple of beats later. Looked kind of awkward. And then Trindle goes, "So did you find it?"
I point at Sedna.
He's talking to Sedna
Oh.
expectantly. Yes. I found it. We'll speak of this in more private company. And she walks, staring at Isaac, and then looking back towards the church as she walks.
Trendle, could I borrow your friend? I will need an extra pair of hands.
You order, go. Steps to it.
Thank you. I do make sure to thank him. I say thank you to him and to the guy coming with me.
By the way, Trendle looks like he's been hurt. He's better now, but he's definitely got like a couple of new scars on bits of his armor. Like there's a couple of cuts on some of the like bits of chainmail on the underneath that aren't connected anymore, stuff like that. He hasn't had a chance to fix it.
Does he look like he still needs healing, or is he pretty good?
No, not really. Not really. It looks like
Okay.
he's been in some fights.
He's been in a few
since-
fights right now.
He's been in a few fights. And by the way, like I didn't call it out, but you've seen a couple of these creatures just kind of like lying in the forest as you walk past. Grand total, if you had to count up between when you left the tomb to when you got back here, you probably saw maybe 40 of these things just kind of sprinkled across this whole stretch that you've walked. And as you continue walking and you go further into the settlement, there's probably another 10 or 15 that are still in here.
Okay.
Again, the same thing. They're all either have been decapitated beforehand, and in which case they still oddly have structure to them, or they haven't been, and they are now piles of bones and skin.
Okay.
That are beginning to rot at this point as well.
I'm assuming this body is in pieces, like shredded, right?
No, oddly enough, it's not. The body is fine from like the chest cavity up and the knees down, but from the knees up into the chest cavity down is just gone.
It's pure bone.
It's bone and connective tissue, so it's staying together. But like you see marks all across the bones, like something was biting into this and just like eating around.
Does it
the
look like
bones.
the other bones we found from the other skeletons?
Oh yeah, almost exactly, except a little bit newer and not as worn down.
She kind of nods knowingly and will direct the individual who's here to help her to do things, and she will prepare the say the words. I will roll a religion check to see what it's like. because I should do that every now and again.
You should make a religion check. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
just every now and again, just because it's
Yeah.
good. It's pretty average.
Not your best work. Not your best work, 9.
Nope.
But you say some things. You get them kind of wrapped up in like this oiled tarp that they have spare, and kind of like get that,
She's
tight
probably done this
down.
whole like dead body after a fight thing a few times before. So
Yeah, and then they kind of put it on a cart that they're gonna that they've got some other things that they're taking down to. Sorry if you hear a lawnmower in the background. I can't fix that. That's
It's okay.
Yep. That they've got a cart set up to go down to the boats. That you see like a line of boats that are ready to go back out to the Strumpet's Cry. That's still off the shore a little bit. That you can see it's been repositioned a little bit closer, and with some of her scorpions pointed to the shoreline. So like her little the giant crossbows essentially that are on the ship for offensive purposes. She's got 2 of those things, and they're both pointing at the shoreline, and nobody's on them, but you do see like somebody in the crow's nest, and they've got like a glass that they're looking around. Like it looks like they've taken a hard hit and then like changed the tactics pretty hard quickly after the first night, and it's just been set like that. And yeah, everybody looks to have been through a fight. When you kind of go through and you're walking and you're checking, I think they're getting everything together at this point. You've seen Sedna has like gone up on top and says like, okay, everybody, we're going back to the ship. Get everything, break it all down, get it all loaded back up, get it on the boats, and then we'll head back in. And Bonla's was supervising.
I'm gonna go offer to repair Thingy's armor with mending.
Trendle is the name of it.
Trindle. Yeah, that's the
Trendle.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Thank you.
How is he? Is he close to Bonla right now? Like, and any of the others?
No, he's been like walking back and forth. He doesn't seem to have like a major like while he was here, he was in command, but he doesn't look like when they're here now. He's just kind of he's around.
He's like the second mate, I suppose.
Yeah, kind of. He doesn't see. It's actually funny when you like he's more like a friend to a lot of the guys that are around, like all the crew member. Like he's less of a commander and more like a friend. He'll talk in less of a commanding tone when he has to. When he has to, he can talk in a commanding tone, but when he doesn't, he's more like all right, let's get this done, and he's like helping, putting his hands in it, getting moving a cart that's stuck in the mud, stuff like that. But he's walking around like it takes them a couple hours to get everything broken down that they need to get out. So during the time, he's kind of all over the place. It just depends on when you want to go in,
Okay.
Isaac.
I want to make sure that he's kind of semi-alone when I grab him, because I want to ask him a few questions while I mend his armor.
All right, so yeah, you catch him as he's going between like a group and another group that's like getting a cart from an outpost they have further out, and he like takes a seat next to like there's this empty barrel that he sets down on and lets you kind of put your hands on and start mending things.
Did you notice the island change? Like, did you see the big blue wave?
He does the like look at this. Like yeah. Saw it yesterday.
Okay. Just trying to make sure if that was just us or not.
Saved our lives.
It caused the creatures to deanimate, yes.
I guess is what you could call it. About 20 of the little bastards were coming up the main road.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. I fear I may have upset your captain.
Make a charisma check.
Just flat charisma?
Flat charisma.
Okay, okay.
which isn't gonna be a
That's
hard.
an
Oh!
Ow. That was a crit fail.
A crit fail.
You don't have
you
anything that can let you reroll that, do you?
You only had to beat a 5. You
Oh,
only
I
had to beat a
I
5.
can do that. I can invoke favor by the god because we've had a long rest. I can add 2d4 to that.
Do it.
And
Do
it's
it now.
after. Is it after the?
So I can just go whenever I want. It's favored by the gods.
Okay, go ahead.
So, whoop.
Hey, you beat it.
There's
Well
another
done.
4 on top of that, so that's an 8.
Of course, it's an 8. Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
We're
Fuck's
awful, okay? All I'm gonna say is that today we have sucked massively.
You're a sorcerer too. That's your casting stat, and you rolled
Oh yeah,
that
that's my
like
highest stat.
Yeah. He got a 4, so he got a +3 to that, but he still rolled a 1. Either
Yeah.
way, he applied that. Through your through your your presence.
Bullshit.
Through your presence, your force of will, you're able to kind of. He looks you over, and he feels like he can trust you. He doesn't feel like you'd lie to him or anything like that. He's more you're being nice. You're helping him out. You've been with the captain like for 2 days with just Bonla there, and you're not dead, so you didn't fuck up that bad.
If only he knew.
So he goes, well, she's not really my captain. She's more the captain of the ship.
You're not here as a crew member.
No. I'm just here for this. For this.
For the artifact. Can I speak to you as a man of faith?
Not really. You can. I don't know if I'm much of one.
You are someone with a charge from a god, I would say. You're on your oath of redemption, correct?
Yes.
Well, then you know what it is like to have weight on your shoulders. I, too, have a lot of weight on my shoulders. For reasons I probably won't go into, but I fear I vented that too much on the captain. I asked the wrong questions, basically. Do you know what the scales do?
No. They're just an artifact left behind by Palon the Pious.
Insight check.
Okay.
Please don't roll a 1 again. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a 19.
Okay. 19 versus 23.
Oh, fuck's sake.
He rolled an 18 plus 5.
Oh. Fair
He's
enough.
yeah, he's hard to read. It's hard to read. He's uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable. I don't think ever since you said he, as another man of the faith, he seems to be very uncomfortable. Since you said that, he probably doesn't view himself like that at all, and he's kind of waiting for you to finish the mending at this point. He's doing that.
Well, I think you're set. And gonna walk away. Fuck that.
walking
My
away.
rolls. My rolls today.
Rolls.
It's
man.
not even your
But no,
rolls. It's Roach's
He
rolls.
rolled really well. That 18 really
Yeah.
beat it. Yeah, because
Roach
he had
has been
a
rolling
plus
really well.
5. He had a plus 5 to that. You had a plus 4 to that. So you just had to beat the roll, and you would have most
Yeah.
likely been able to do it, but no.
It's also against fucking Sedna as well. Like,
Sedna's really good. Sedna's
I know,
good.
Roach
but
has just been
we
rolling
had
really well
all
today.
the leverage as well, and you rolled just like 320s. It's like, what am I gonna
320.
do? I
Sedna's
don't
a-
have a modifier that can even beat that. Like, even if I got a natural 20, she'd beat me on modifiers.
Yeah, it's really good that something she has gives her advantage on all deception and persuasion check.
Bitch. Anyway.
I just saw Midge open a pen up and write something down in his notes.
No, I'm doodling.
Dude,
I doodle when I'm
oh,
listening.
dude, okay.
Eat a
So-
doodly boy.
Yeah, and if you
Doodle-doo.
look through my notebook, I've got so many like doodle patterns that are just.
You can put that to like good use and just draw like things as well.
No. It has to be undetailed shapes, otherwise I won't listen.
Right. So yeah, you spend, if nobody else wants to do anything during that time, you spend the next about a half hour to an hour waiting around, or maybe helping if you want to, with the crew that's on that's on the land or on shore, getting everything to the boats. And there's about 5 boats that have been arrayed along this thing. They probably had a couple in storage they brought up to bring more boats out and kind of transport. And they're just loading down supplies. So there's like crates of food and hardtack and like a couple of barrels of water that they're putting on there. Sesh, during your time of helping getting things together and as well as helping kind of move the body and everything, you have endeared yourself enough to the crew that they have begun kind of talking normally around you, instead of being much more cagey as they are with everyone else.
Are there any wounded that are sent my way, by the way, during this time?
There's a one or two, couple of one guy's got like a pretty bad gash in like his shoulder, and another one took
I'll
like a
just
big hit
roll
to the
a...
head. Just roll a straight medicine check. I'll just let you,
Okay.
to go through. Not a lot. You don't need to use magical healing for this, really. None of it's like
Oh
hugely
god,
bad.
I'm bad. I'm bad at
These
this.
guys have so little HP that this is like a gash is like the equivalent of like 2 HP for these
Yeah.
guys. They're
She just like pulls out a needle and it's just like. You're
You're
good.
It's just poking it in. But you do hear that there were more problems and there were a couple more casualties during the time that they were here. Like they had 3 missing. They found 1, but there was also 1 individual that got separated and came back, and something happened to him.
Did they mention who this person's name is?
Yeah, they call him Derek, like Derek instead of Derek. It's Derek.
So DE or EK
yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't spell it to you because most of them can't read.
That's just how I
Um,
would spell it if I was writing
yeah.
it down, which I'm going to.
Yeah. But they say like he and a group of like 3 other people went out on a scout to see what was taking the captain and you guys so long. And the rest of them got back after they were attacked. He got back like a day later, but he like ran out of water, so he drank from the stream.
Okay.
And like 12 hours later, they had to put him down in the barracks in the church.
Like,
Because he,
kill him or
yeah, they describe him as like waking up in the middle of the night and his spine was rippling as like things were cracking and he was getting taller. And
He was turning into a sunken man.
could I ask whoever is talking about this? It's
the one with the shoulder problem.
Yeah, he's got a shoulder problem. She's like it's dislocated or like separated, and she's like trying to push it back in very gently,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really
Yeah.
work. She's just lining it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, just keep doing that. Just, just like because it cracks it. The best
Ooh.
and worst feeling after
Yeah.
you dislocated his shoulder.
I've separated
on the
both
same
of my shoulders. It's
time.
not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's gonna ask him once she's like putting it back together, and it's like, yeah, that should be fine.
That should be
Derek's
fine.
body, yeah, you'll be fine. Just let me know if it aches or pains you over the next few days. Don't do anything too extreme with it. Doctor's orders. Second
I look-
question.
I work on a ship. Oh, oh, yeah. Mikey's frozen on our screens, so hold
Oh.
that question, Mike. We'll tell you. We'll tell you when you're back. We'll tell you when you're back, because I know you can hear us.
Yes.
When this is going on, you're still just stuck. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. This is anticipation. I want to know what his question is. You know what I mean? God damn. Almost.
Come on.
I think. Come on, Mikey. You can do it.
Mikey.
Come on. Come on. Don't worry. Everybody listen to the podcast. Like he's stuck. Like he's got his finger in the air in an accusatory, questioning manner. And it's just stuck there.
And his eyes are piercing the camera
palpable.
like he's trying to get through to your
palpable.
soul. And for a second there, I thought Crimson also thing because he just sat so still for so long.
Change the region. Can you change the region of the call maybe to like Eastern U.S. or something like that? Because maybe. There we go.
Hey!
He's back. Okay.
That was
God,
legitimately
also,
weird. Like everything
think it-
sort of cut weird. Anyway.
Yeah, it was probably the region or your connection to the region we were in the call. Either way,
Yeah.
go ahead and finish what you were saying.
She was saying that make sure you just ask someone to help you because if it keeps getting dislocated or separated, it'll just keep happening and you won't be able to work anymore. So be gentle with it.
Right.
Second, is Derek's body still down in the barracks?
Well, no, nobody really wanted to be around him at that point, so we kind of just, like with the others, he kind of looked like one of them, so we thought probably best to deal with him like that. So
Could you point
Kinda-
to where you disposed of his body?
well, there's a big pile of like kind of burned, a lot of that. So out the back of the church, there's just a big pile. You'll see the ash. You probably saw it. We were going to do that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of used a lot of the wood from the buildings, piled that up in a big pile, burned it.
Oh, that's fair enough. Well, be gentle with your shoulder and should be good in a week or two.
Thanks, dragon lady. I'm gonna go. And
Okay.
Goes out.
She's like, dragon lady, just like looking up. It's like, she probably had to sit down or like kneel down to just like look after these people because they're so small.
Yep. But yeah,
Um,
so that's some information you get from being endeared by the to the crew.
Yeah, I will. Oh God.
Sorry, I switched us back to a different connection there because I was getting huge lag from everybody.
That was fine actually.
That was
I wasn't.
Oh,
You know,
well,
I was getting like really weird popping on everyone's mics. Like, oh.
that also
Wow.
matters
Okay.
to you because you're recording the podcast. So that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. She will also help with physical things, assuming there's no other like injuries or anything like that. She can help move.
Yeah,
things
after a
around.
while, you
So.
do so, and you just kind of help people around. But yeah, so you learned that maybe one of the individuals on this little expedition drank from some water, and that might have had something to do with the reason these individuals turned into what they turned into. So it's probably a good idea that you decided to bring your own water
AKA
to-
Derek.
to the island, or else you might have had to make some checks.
Oh, can you imagine if Bonla turned into one of those creatures? Christ.
Oh Jesus. Bond
Which was
turns into one.
totally a lined up thing.
Roach is like, you guys have water, and I'm like, I exist.
It was something it was just an option that could have occurred depending on how you chose to do things. Or you could have just had like a group of 20 of these guys like carrying like water on like the backs of like a sled through the forest and
Yeah.
slowly
But
got
hey,
picked off
clerics
like a.
were very useful for everything.
So, yeah. After that amount of time, the boats are loaded. Everything that they had is now loaded off, and they start shoving off from the shore, and you take your location off on one of the boats with like two other individuals who've got like the front, the bow, and then the stern with the and one's rowing as well. With not too much cargo on this one to allow all of you to board. And you see as you leave, as you look back, the island's slowly getting further away, and unlike when you arrive, this island is very much blackened and gray. And you didn't notice it before, but there's a low-hanging clouds that are just far closer than everywhere else near this island, and they're just this sunken gray, perpetually overcast over this island. As you slowly shove off and a couple of minutes to the sirens scream, and you're kind of like in a traffic jam essentially as they get and start unloading boats, one because they can only do it from one boat on each side of the ship at a time, and you're kind of the last one in line. So you wait another 20 minutes, and then finally you're allowed to get off. They unload and they raise it up, and at that point everybody's kind of putting things away. The crew's starting to get the sails unfurled, and they're raising up the anchor, and the ship starts to move out of this little channel that it's in between the small island. And I don't think anybody actually ever told you, but if you ever but you would have known, the main isle is called the Jewel, is what it used to be called, the central big island in this chain. It's a chain of like 5 or 6 islands all really close together. But you start going away from the Jewel, and it's at that point Sedna Marisol, the captain, steps up on the raised deck in the back and clears her throat, which kind of very quiet, but easily gets everyone to stop talking and kind of stop what they're doing for a minute. And they all look up, and Sedna announces to the crew, "I know we've lost some of our own in the recent journey, but this expedition will pay off. Only one more stop to go, and then the rewards will be had. Set course to Prowbreaker Bay."
I pull out my map and try to find that. Where the hell is Proudbreaker Bay?
Well, Prowbreaker Cove. There we go. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. It's a tongue twister.
Where is
So
it?
you have the map of the freeholds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on
Isaac does.
I do.
Yep, it's not on there.
I have a world map as well.
Okay, you look through that. Not on there either.
Okay.
So a lot of people kind of stop for a second as she gets down, and she goes into her cabin. Bonla goes with her, and then everybody just kind of like stops for a sec. Like they've still stopped, and like a couple of people that are close together start grumbling and talking amongst themselves, and like a kind of
direct somebody over who I helped, like the guy who had the clear arm. Like I'm like, come over here.
Goes over, still got it like in a sling. He's carrying like rope on the other arm.
You wouldn't happen to know where the hell that place is, do you?
Well, yeah, a lot of. You're not from. It's about a day and a half, maybe 2 days walk south. Well, ride south the Gorgon along the west coast of the peninsula it's on. Nobody goes.
For what reason?
Well, kind of in the name, but this I've never been. They call it this. Reshifts the ropes as he stands. It's this cove, sharp rocks underneath the water. It's always storming. They say that all the crews of the ships that were lost still roam raves, waiting to pull you down. Nobody sails there.
Give him a nod. Say, if your arm starts to hurt or turn yellow, come back to me, okay? Thanks for
The yellow. Then when you say it starts turning, I go, okay, okay. Starts walking away.
I then give Isaac this very firm, come over here now.
As Isaac's just looking at a world map, just going like, "What the fuck is this?"
I go over.
The crew tell me that the place we're going to is apparently 2 days down the coast from Gorgon.
Okay.
And it is apparently a shithole containing nothing but dangers for a ship. Stormy weather, sharp rocks under the water. All in all, it seems like the crew is pretty not okay with this. Or at the very least, kind of scared of what it might entail. Oh, and there's another bit of information, but I'll tell you that later.
Okay.
It doesn't pertain to the current problem.
We're gonna lead another mutiny.
Hey, no. So,
Hey, if
why
you get
would-
your other ship together, you'll have a fleet.
We'd have 2 ships. Hey, 2 ships constitute
is
a
two
fleet, right?
ships a fleet?
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
If
more than
you have
one.
an admiral
It's
commanding,
fleet, yeah.
then you would have a fleet, and all you need to have an admiral is 2 ships.
Admiral Isaac.
Well, ships of the line, because technically, you can have a junior commander commanding two small ships. It depends
Like a
on
rear
what
admiral,
era.
right? Is that the right term?
Well, no, you could have like a commander or a captain leading like 2 sixth rate, six rates of frigates. Depends on what era you're talking about.
If you're
Just-
talking back in like pirates, then 2 frigates would be enough for an admiral.
It
Yeah,
just depends
okay.
on how big they are, because it could
Any-
be like small frigates. But either way, we're getting into
We're getting into nautical terms here.
yeah, British Navy
I-
command protocol.
What's the other piece of
Essentially-
information?
Oh, when I was helping out some of the crew who'd injured themselves, apparently there was a fellow who also got lost. His name was Derek. He and 2 other people went out. Derek went missing. Derek came back a day later. Apparently he drank the water because he ran out. And he apparently was turning into a sunken man.
Oh. Okay,
Very,
out of
very
character
big
for a
bird.
moment. Did you mean to withhold certain information from what the crew member said to you?
Which certain information is that again?
You didn't mention about that it's where all the boats went from. I swear there was a
With
mention
the
about.
crew of the boats were like there to drag you down, sort of thing, like it's haunted or some shit.
Yeah, and it wasn't there
If I
something
did-
to do
if
with
I
Pell
did-
on the
if I
Pious?
did-
Was there something there? Was that mentioned?
No,
Okay.
No.
I'm
If I did
hearing
keep any
things.
information, I didn't mean to. So it's
Okay, that's all. Okay, so they drag you down. So it sounds like a haunted bay.
Yeah,
Why would Sedna want to go to a haunted bay?
maybe there's a ghost there she made a deal with. The sarcasm is dripping.
I think we should talk to the others.
Yeah, give him a minute though. I think this crew needs to get back together.
the rest of your party are just kind of standing. Ustenia's down below, just like petting his horse.
Keep posing.
I was gonna say, can we try and go?
He's just
find
T-posing,
somewhere
petting
down
the
below?
horse, just like.
Can we try and find somewhere down below to meet?
You all have
we could probably
cabins.
meet now. Yeah, we could
Yeah,
probably
can we
meet
go
now.
to one of our cabins?
Yeah, you've all been provided cabins on this ship, so it's not like you were like given nothing. So you're
Who
actually
has
pretty.
the biggest cabin? Probably like, not me.
You're all pretty similar. I mean, it's a cabin, but it's like a you know, if you've ever seen The Terror, it's essentially that, like one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
junior officers' quarters. It's like, it's,
That's fair enough, I guess.
yeah.
We'll pile into one of them.
So based on size of characters, Arwen has the biggest room.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
And I'm the smallest one because
Barry's
Yeah.
got his own bed in there as well. He kind of like put like a whole bunch of little covers and stuff next on the corner. He sleeps there.
you can just sleep on the bottom of the bed.
Yeah, you could if you like. Depends on how you. Depends. I guess it depends on how R1 is. He one of those people that like dogs are not supposed to be on a bed, or one of those ones that hey, yeah, come up.
I was one of those. Yeah, come on up.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we're not like being spied on or anything as well.
Yeah. Side note: people who don't let dogs on their bed, monsters.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. Yeah, you can go down, and everybody seems to be pretty hardworking. Like they're grumbling and somewhat confused while they're talking to each other, and you can tell that pretty readily. It seems, given the fact that these individuals have spent the last like 2 days on an island that was trying to kill them in all conceivable ways, they don't much give a shit that you're a part of you're on board anymore. Like they don't seem to be as cagey with any of you. So they're actively just talking and everything. So you can get into your cabins and they're all on the deck or in the cargo hold, like stowing things or moving things around, or they're up on the rigging getting things set up for sail. So it's not too hard to find. You know, you're pretty alone.
Okay. Ustinia, Rivallon, one I wasn't entirely truthful earlier.
About what?
About
My recent meeting.
oh, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
What's the? We'll come back to that matter. Thank you very much. But I know what the creature. I say creature is the wrong term. The angel that was with my contact is. I have never seen one before, only heard of them. They are. To mortals, they are. They're known as the herald of a god's will. They are a thing to behold, shall we say? And the Orphanium. It said it was our fault.
What?
Whatever's happened.
We have a very long list of things that could be classed as our fault.
Well, considering this was directly linked to the Liban conversation, I'm guessing there's something much greater at play, and we might have caused it. And I'm not sure. It seems a horrible coincidence that curse being lifted on that island has allowed me to, one, get more contact, and two, is coinciding with it being our fault.
So is it the Liban incident or the breaking of the curse that was holding over the island?
Both.
Or is it a combination of the two?
Probably
I'm
last.
at a loss here.
It's more than
I
likely
am-
the line of arrival. Just as Rivallon, just assume it's the last one you said. Both, possibly.
Well, is it though?
Assume it's the worst before we get to the best. Okay.
The Orphanium, the angel that was there, they are only called upon when something is truly amiss. I am scared. And I don't know what to do.
Did they not give you any extra information?
They told me it's my fault. Our fault. They specifically said your companions. They didn't name names, and they refused to make me privy to any further information that might, you know.
Just need to know information, and you did not need to know.
Well, then why did they tell you at all?
Yeah.
Because you needed to know that you were wrong. It's the
Jesus.
Soviet.
Well,
It's
we don't
the
know-
Soviet
we're
system
not-
of judgment.
We're not like
It's like Cardassians.
more us
You don't need to
trying
know the
to understand.
charges. You just need to know that you're guilty.
I do not pretend. I do not presume to know the will of the Celeste, but
we're not
they have their ways,
questioning
and I.
you, Isaac. It's more a case of if they want to tell us that we're wrong, how are we supposed to do anything about it if they won't tell us what exactly it is we're supposed to have done?
He has a point.
Like, how are we supposed to
And if
make
they're
this
not going
right?
to tell us, then why tell us we did something wrong in the first place? We don't
Isaac,
understand.
you're getting some flashbacks to procedural questions inside of your schooling for an inquisitional to being inquisitor. It's like,
And to
oh
top it
wow,
all
this is
off,
how this is how it feels.
to top it all off, the one person we expect to have all the answers at all times is going, I don't know what to do.
Isaac,
Isaac,
thinks he was.
you know how it
This is-
feels now.
This is a horrible, like, the tables have turned, sir.
The turns have tabled, in fact.
By the way, how long
In
did it
terms of
take you to
table,
get
that's
this meeting?
awesome. I'm using
From
that one.
when Sedna announced her where you were going, how long did it take you to get this meeting together?
Probably not more than 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes. Okay. Isaac, you feel a cold rush down your spine as you are now 10 miles from the island, and it's like, "Ugh!" Just like that, and everybody sees it. You can't it's on you, and you get a flash of a location, and you get the feeling of your aunt.
Okay. So they're seeing me go, and then like the glow eyes happen. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Golden
Okay.
pupils are there.
But I'm seeing a location.
You're seeing a location transposed on the image you have of Iral.
The world. Yeah.
Of Iral that you know, like you it's basically transposing the last image you looked at, that map, in your eyes. And it's giving you a location. Hold on, let me draw it on the Iral map, which is labeled in the images and maps. That's labeled second D&D World Map version 3.
Version what?
Version 3.
Oh, version 3.
Version 3.
Is it the one that you brought up earlier? Because I never closed it.
It's the first
Yes.
one, yeah.
Yeah, the world map.
Okay.
Yeah, the colored one. There's an X now in that location that you get. How did you get?
I
Down
do
in the
not
Grey Wastes.
Oh, right in the middle
Oh,
of the
wow.
Right next to the Y.
Just there. Okay.
And it burns, and it burns, and it burns, and it burns, and then whenever you hit
Okay,
the exact halfway
so-
point between 11 and 10 miles, they go, and you're off.
In that time, I'm gonna say that it kind of possessed me to pull out the map and like I'm scribbling.
Ghostwrite the damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then I'm gonna come back and see the map.
Well, that was
She's,
very
like,
nicely
reached
done,
for a
but
holy symbol. Like she's like some sort of like Western, like
Yeah, fuck was that?
Isaac,
accurate. That's an
Isaac-
accurate reaction.
Yep.
Isaac, you know that thing you told me not to tell anybody about? It happened. Just letting you know.
Yeah, it happened.
wait a minute, we're having like secrets between the teammates now.
Oh, dude.
I don't know.
Oh, now.
Okay.
Ustinia looks at you a little bit.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Ustinia also knows what I am. So I think Rivallon is the only person that doesn't know now.
Yeah, I know too. Yeah, you told me. So yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Because
Bite me.
I had to give Ustinia.
I have been
death
opening
when
and
he
bearing
noticed
my
what I did.
soul.
Yeah. Okay. I need to do some more explaining to explain how this makes sense.
We sit down and like Sesh reaches into her bag, pulls out a bottle of rum, takes off the top, and just drinks out of it.
Oh.
I offer the bottle to Rivallon.
One,
I'm
I
good,
think I know
thanks.
where we're going. And two, Rivallon, I have the blood of an angel within me, and I have a direct connection to the celestial realm. Don't tell
Yes.
anyone; people might kill me for that.
Fair enough.
Well, that went oddly better than expected. Two, I think we just got our answer. They just showed me this location. Does Sesh, you're from the Grey Wastes, yes?
She like lowers the bottle of rum. Yeah.
Do you know what is at this marker? Is anything at this marker?
I put the top back on the bottle of rum, open the bag, look at the map, and say, "There's nothing in the Grey Wastes outside of Alhut." So. It's
Well,
more
that's
than
not
likely-
entirely true. There's plenty of things in the Great Wastes. It's just not. It's just not a lot of because there's two major trade cities on the God's Horn.
Alhut and
Paramount.
God, starts with Paramount.
Paramin, and then but deeper in there is where the uncivilized locations are. But there are plenty of things there. There used to be
Well, to
settlements.
her, they
all...
don't exist because
To her, they don't exist. But you know of them. You know of things that are in there. Like there used to be a whole bunch of settlements in the northern half of the Grey Wastes and the central part that were set up by the occupation
Crusade, I'm assuming?
kingdoms. Yeah, the Crusade kingdoms. So like there were Pelorian Crusade settlements that were down there that
So
kind of
do
lingered
I-
on the vine.
Okay. Would I know if there's anything there then? If there was a
You know the
Pelorian
Crusades
Crusade?
happened, but they're kind of an embarrassing part of Pelorian history.
All right,
So
no
they
They're a bit
exist.
like they're a bit like the
they
Christian
exist.
Crusades, and all of a sudden Jerusalem is just no longer a thing anymore.
Yeah, so they just like there you learned about them, but then you didn't learn what happened to them.
Okay.
But I would probably know more about that
Didn't
since I lived there for a
we
while.
also know that there was a cult of Zagul at one point in the Grey Wastes?
Yeah, that was my information. They weren't really a cult. They were more of a.
What if we've just been shown where Liban has gone?
From what I remember specifically about the northern half of the Grey Wastes, it's a lot of abandoned or now bandit, heathen, cannibal, generally bad people ran cities. So yeah, outside of Alhut and Paramount, you essentially get nothing but break-ins, bandits, cannibals, zealots, heretics, anything that you can imagine. It's not a very nice place to live outside of the cities. So it's more than likely that if we're going there, we're going to need lots of water, which hopefully I can provide, lots of food, and a small army.
Check, check, check. We're good.
Well, we need to complete this job first. Because as I see it, I don't see any way of getting off this ship for
Isaac, how urgent is this?
Urgent enough that Palor himself is getting involved?
That's pretty urgent.
That's pretty urgent, all right.
If he sent an if he sent an orphan, or an orphan, yeah, just an orphan. Well, that's me. Oh my god.
He sent you.
No, an Orifim. If he sent an Orifim, then it's urgent.
Well, we do have. It is possible that we could go there. We could go to Alhut straight after this is over, and or hell, we could go to the Uteshian Steppe Kingdoms because that seems a lot closer than going down to the very very bottom of the Grey Wastes.
Well, it depends on which route we take. We could charter a ship. We could ride through Teutonia.
You're not going to.
Right.
You could probably charter a ship and land on the shores nearby. But yet
Well,
again,
we could charter a ship to Alhut. Surely they have docks. It's a trade city.
Yeah, but it's a lot further away than it would be to
Okay.
over land. You're going to run
Yeah,
into
where
a lot
you've
of
placed
problems.
it's kind of because Alhut's at the tip of the God's Horn, which is
Yeah.
that big peninsula at the south.
All right. Okay.
And Hood
Yeah,
is like out
it's-
here. I can't draw on it, but
Okay.
It's right
Well,
the
we
broken
could
part.
we could go back to Gorgon, grab some supplies, charter a ship to Teutonia, ride from Teutonia through the Gull River into the Utetian Steppe Kingdom, go see your family, maybe Ustinia, and then
Hey!
go down to the Grey Wastes.
and while we're into Teutons, we could probably visit that big
There was a library there and in the Gull
library?
Rivers
Yeah.
district, correct?
and in the Gulf Rivers. Yeah, we could visit both.
Get
while
us
we're
some
on our way
information.
there. Maybe even do a few bits of jobs because getting stronger and better would not hurt on the way there.
Okay.
He's just like, fuck it, I want to go see my family.
Hey! Get to see my cousins. I don't know. It's fucking-
Nico.
I have no directions for his character right now, so I
Yes, 17
default.
cousins. All of them are named Nico, and all of them like Bleeder burgers.
I, first of all, though, will apologize to the captain. Then we'll complete this job.
Something tells me the captain wants us to help with this as well. It seems like it might not.
I think this is part of our contract, and it was something we definitely missed.
Sorry
um,
about that.
It's fine. I looked as well, didn't see anything. But I get the impression that we're not in a place to cross her at all. So
Not in the middle of the ocean.
Definitely not in the middle of the ocean.
no.
We shall lead the mutiny. No, we will all fucking die.
No.
Because
No,
Bon was
we-
on the captain's side.
Yeah, that would be bad.
She just send Bon out and he just fucking chop us to pieces and that'd be it.
I will apologize to the captain. We will do our best to get this job done swiftly, and then we will get as far away from Sedna as possible and get on with.
Let her get on with her life and let us get on with ours. What little
Get
we
on
have
with
left.
whatever this is.
Yes. What little life we have left.
Some sort of divine purpose that has been bestowed upon me.
On all of
I
us now.
feel very uneasy and am going to throw up. Isaac then proceeds to very shakily go to a porthole if there is one.
Just stick his head out.
Yeah, there'd be one somewhere, I guess. You
Okay,
could find
Isaac
one.
is going to throw up out of a window.
I guess it'd just be a hatch, because it would just be
Yeah.
like a hatch you just pull, get some air in.
There's a lot of emotions going on right now, and
A lot of emotions, and with that, I think we're at the end, aren't we?
Yeah,
or
for
we
today.
yep.
Yeah, because we're at the end, so we'll end the session there with Isaac up checking out
No
of
one
the side of the
chunks.
ship.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you, as always, to Roach for writing the session. I'm writing the campaign, and thank you for everyone for joining me, and thank you on everyone for supporting Rival on his end. It's lovely to have Rival back streaming, and we do sincerely hope
Yeah,
that his computer is now okay, or will survive, or is soon to be fully fixed.
This
I'm
is where 5
touching
seconds
wood,
no blue.
touching wood, because my God, I do not wish computer trouble on anyone. But yes, we'll be back next week with more.
Sleeping giants.
Bye.
Sassy bye.